What's up, guys? This is Heis, and yes, we are in fact back. Very much so. Goodness, it's been a minute. It's been probably, has it been a month for streams? Maybe it's been a month. It's been 3 weeks since I've been in the US. Put it that way. Hope everyone's doing good today. Trying to keep the volume on the music. There it is. It should be fun. Anyway. Let's see. Oh, I'm very cool. Oh, Microsoft. I come back and I start streaming and Microsoft says that I need to be quiet. Thanks, Microsoft. Everyone appreciates you. Anyways, we'll get to top chats and all that. Good to see you guys again in a second. And then we're going to do a Croatia trip recap as soon as I yell at Microsoft. Every single time. Let's see. Device properties. Volume 100. Hey, you can probably hear me now. Hello. Thanks, Microsoft. Anyways, here we are. I see the top chats coming in. So yes, let's go through them, and then we'll jump Discord. We're gonna do a Croatia trip recap, talk about vacation, vacation that was also work, that was also vacation. It was mostly vacation. It was mostly fun, and some of the really cool shit that happened. We'll see how much I spoil today versus how much we you know, save for later or not. But anyway. From Steamton 122, a fireman for 12 months, the Lord Hyacinth reigneth. Hallelujah. Cheers, my friend. Thank you. Or should I say, Živali. As we're back from Croatia here. Allison Chains. Fireman, 8 months. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed my vacation. I did. It was definitely a long one. The longest one I've been on in a while. And when you're flying that far, you know, you want to make the most of it. So I don't think it would have made sense to break up into multiple trips. I'm glad we did it, but I was definitely ready to be home too. I miss my computer, I miss my guitars, trains, all that. I'll see the trains tomorrow at the museum. But it was great to spend time with family and all the fun stuff we got to see too. So definitely happy. It was a great stream. Kurt Forcum, engineer for 12 months. Can't believe it's already been a year, but I'm happy to have been able to help. Also, next chapters of Little Engines, Big Men when? I was so, you know, about April, I told myself I was going to get this done before the Croatia trip, and then I remembered that I had to get all the other shit done first. And spoilers, in 2 weeks I go to Khan's wedding in Canada. That's a short trip, but it's still a trip. So, I only have that much of the book left to go. So, you know, we're like 60% of the way through. I want to get it done soon, he says, for a year. Yeah, I need to get that finished. But no promises, but hopefully within the next couple weeks. DRRP, 18 months as a fireman, 18 months no way. Keep up the good work, guys. Thank you. Will do. Let's see. Oh, goodness. It is just... The chat's jumped, and everyone's so excited to see us. Hey, thank you. NCPRR, our CDO, is back. Yes, I am. Thank you. John Rhodes, Zuma would like to not be pixels anymore, please. Yeah, I know. We gotta make it not pixels. We gotta get going on that. Virtual Real Fan Productions, 24 months engineer. Cheers, man. I was not expecting him on a Zuma Monday today. Nice. Depending on how long our catch-up goes to start, yeah, we may not get Montezuma Monday. We'll see. We might get to Montezuma. We'll see. David B, 1998. Hey, Heis, welcome back. Glad to be able to catch a stream again. Glad you're here. Jetnik, 25 months, fireman, 2 years and a month. Woo, let's go. Welcome back again. Scott Miller, conductor for 22 months. Where has the room gone? Where has the room gone? I hope I can find that crap stateside, because that was great. Scott is referring to a Croatian brand of rum that is literally spelled room, R-O-O-M. That's how they pronounce it over there, room. And so they have a dedicated brand that is called Moravska Rum, and it was very good. It was actually probably some of my favorite rum I've ever had, but we'll have to see if we can find it stateside or not. A lot of the Croatian stuff's not exported, so anyway. Sir Liv, Divide Comrade, welcome back from old country. You bring any secret of the cheeky breaky and shastlik with mayonnaise? No, we did not bring back any cheeky. Well, actually, I brought back some krushkovats. I brought back some pear rakia, so that might be some secret. But anyway, Glenn Holland, welcome back, my dude. Thank you. Aver 2200, I think, maybe. 24 months as a fireman. Return of the Birdman. Thank you. Andrew Frame, welcome back. Missed you. I missed you guys too. I was checking comments the whole time I was gone as videos would post. That was the one work I did, was going through the comments and responding to all the members and everybody. And my sister kept looking at me like, why are you working? And I'm like, this is the fun part. I love talking to these people. This is what I like. This is the reason I do it. Editing videos, that can be a cheese grater to the eyeball. But the rest of it, that's the fun part. So let's see. Stop jumping, chat. Let's see. Official Dean RGW. He's back. We know you couldn't resist the grand, of course. Chris Chili, 1947. Man, it's been a good train week for you. Big boy in Roseville. First time catching him on a Zoom stream while you're doing chemistry write-ups at work in a while. Oh, yeah. Well, I'm glad you're catching it. And glad you saw the big boy. That thing's so cool. I'll hopefully see it next outing it has this year. I'm not going to see it this outing, unfortunately. It lined up with both of my travels, so oh well. Ed just looks at my calendar and runs the big boy when he knows I can't film it, I guess. Patrick McNeely, fireman for a year. Whole year, time flies when you watch the clock fly a plane. Pretty much. Red Gray 99, welcome back. Been enjoying the Little Engines Big Man audiobook. Keep it up. Yeah, I need to keep that going. Uh-oh, Corey Gibson, here we go. Her girlfriend left me for a tractor salesman. She sent me a John Deere letter. Good. Limes. Dramatic Gecko. Welcome back. Can't wait to see some of the fun you didn't have on the other side of some puddles. There was definitely some fun, and we'll see how much you guys can get out of me today. Not that I don't want to share what happened, but it's too cool to, like, spoil, too. I don't know. We'll see. Anyway. The Sexy Mantis. Holy for holies. Glad catching a stream from the beginning. Glad you had fun in Croatia. Yes, you are. And thank you. Car attendant, welcome to the conductors. Zweeder Z engineer, fine, we'll stop freeloading. Appreciate you guys. And you've a whole year, hope you are well. Have a good return burger for us. I had a fantastic return chicken fried steak when I came back from the airport. Stopped at a great diner with a lady friend who picked me up on the way back from the airport, because I was just like, I'm food, need food, don't care what. And she knew of a place, and that was a pile of America right there. Chicken fried steak and hash browns. That is like my naughty thing that I love. And so anyway, I'm gonna jump into Discord. We got plenty of friends in Discord today, including somebody has COVID. You can't get COVID over a Discord call, can you?
Hopefully not.
Sorry you're dealing with that again, Dusty.
It's okay.
Twice in like 7 months. You made it so long without it. Anyway, I'll stream my screen to Discord if it doesn't crash, so you guys can. Oh, sweet! So you guys can see everything I'm showing stream at the same time. But I wanted to go through it and do kind of a little trip recap with the stuff that I can, say to the general public. This is always fun stuff that need not be said. What stays in Croatia or happens in Croatia stays in Croatia. It's fine.
It's a lot like Vegas.
Something like that. So I put together a trip album. Of a bunch of the pictures, not all of them, but a lot of it, so we can kind of go through and talk about what we did. So here we go. First and foremost, the sort of fucked up mandolin. This is the reason for the trip. So this is called a brac, B-R-A-C with a hat. It is a Croatian tambura instrument. This one's a 5-string, E-A-D-G-G, kind of like a mix of a mandolin and a guitar. It's tuned an octave higher than a guitar, but the whole reason we went on this trip is that the group that I was a part of when I was a kid, Seattle Junior Tamburicans, were going to travel to Zagreb, Croatia, for the Tambura Festival that they have every 5-6 years there in Zagreb, and every group from around the world comes to perform. And so the junior group went, and then the adult group from Seattle, that my mom is a large part of, and of course she's able to get me to come and play, of course, too. She wanted me to come play brac for the first time. I'd never played it before, but it's kind of tuned like a guitar, and it's guitar shaped, so, sure, let's just go and do it. And so, yeah, I said yeah, and this is my mom's brac that I was rehearsing with, but repeatedly, apparently, airport security told her it was a mandolin, so, yeah. David B. 1998, here's for the beer fund. Thank you. Yeah. And Brother Boomer, good to see the Birdman back. Yes, it's nice to be back. Good to see you here, man. So, let's see. Oh, and apologies in advance. There's going to be a lot of food pictures that is really good, so sorry if you're hungry. Speaking of...
Food.
This was I think the first day we were in Zagreb. I'd never heard of this before, and I'd never had it before. This is a regional dish from Zagreb called strukli.
Interesting.
And it is basically like a crazy gluten-crazy dough that they stretch out over a whole table and then roll up into a bunch of layers, like ricotta cheese, feta cheese, all that sort of stuff. And then they cut it into these little pockets with plates. That's a requirement. You have to cut it with a ceramic plate, and then it goes in the oven for an eternity. And it's kind of like burek, like a layered pastry dough kind of situation, but that and like biscuits and gravy, but not like sausage gravy had like a baby. It's really good. It was so tasty. Anyway.
Did you bring a case of lactate pills with you?
I didn't bring any lactate pills with me on the trip, and I shit my pants several times. I absolutely forgot.
Spoilers.
I always forget something,
Spoiler.
and I forgot lactase, and I had some sad poops, but you know, that's the way it be. But thankfully, most of the stuff over there is made with more aged cheese usually, so it wasn't too bad. But I had the best pizza I've ever had on this trip, and there's a picture of it here later. But it did do sadness for me anyway. It's just a Viper, fireman, 5 months. Welcome back, bird friend. How was driving the choo-choo? Spoilers! We haven't gotten there yet. I got to show my friends some of your explosions, Train Sim in Classic, and Railroads Online. She could stop laughing at Fired Up RO. It was actually fun. Glad you enjoyed. Good. Cool. And I'm glad you enjoyed the videos, too. Moving on. This was the best breakfast we had. I posted about it in Discord, and all the breakfasts were sadly downhill from there, but it was great. In Croatia, they have real prosciutto, spelled P-R-S with a hat, U-T. Prosciutto, so you don't say prosciutto, it's prosciutto. And it was very good. Anyway. Here we have, I have a couple Snapchats in here that made me giggle my pants off. This was at a gas station on the way, and apparently there's a McDonald's at the gas station, because of course they've gotten everywhere. But I thought this was humorous. We're here in Croatia at a gas station. Coke Zero, $2.30 for a thing. Or Karlovačko. Yeah, Dusty, you should move to Croatia, because the amount of times that beer was cheaper than soda or was free and soda or water was expensive was more than once every time.
That's why you just drink beer here.
Exactly. Just drink the beer. But yeah, the Coke Zero for like a quarter liter was almost the same price as a half liter of beer, which was great. And they also discovered in Croatia that they have presumably lemon-flavored Coke Zero. Mystery citrus Coke Zero.
Mystery citrus Coke Zero?
It was lemon.
Coke Zero's about.
Come on. Does it taste like
That is
somebody sprayed
surprisingly
lemon pledge in it?
No, it's actually really nice.
That's how Pepsi used to taste when they had the lemon Pepsi.
No, it was actually really tasty and flavorful, and I kind of wish we had this flavor in the US. Also, the lids on all of the drinks in the EU had hinges, and I'm mad that we don't have them.
Oh my god, I would lose so many less bottle caps.
Yep.
Like, it's just right there. It was like, oh, it was so good. So, anyway. Our first stop on the trip with the tour group, because we did 3 weeks total. The first like 9 days ish was with the tour group, tour bus, the young group, the adult group, and a tour guide and all that stuff, right? And so the first place we went is Pula, Croatia, which is in the region of Istria, kind of in the northwest. And there's a big neat thing in there. We saw a really cool neat thing. So in Pula, and there were also train tracks that looked very out of service, but railroading in Croatia seems like it's seen better days. So everyone's heard of the Roman Coliseum in Rome, but there's a second one that's complete in Pula. It's a complete circle. It's not been a ruin. And it's really freaking cool. It was so neat to go see. So,
can we have Coliseum? We have Coliseum in Old Country.
Yeah, exactly. John Kissinger, 12 months, at least 4 of those were free, I'm sure. You'll love to see it. Yeah, Pula, it was so cool. And this dude was just hamming it up. He was going for tips, but he was very excited to be there. So, yeah, they hold concerts there. There was some famous band that was going to play there like a couple weeks after we were there, and it was cool. It's not on the national or the European monuments register. Like, it's not there's a term for it, like UNESCO site. Yeah, because it had been modified in the Middle Ages and then modified a little bit later, so it's not entirely Roman. So they didn't want to. It's not a true, complete artifact to the eyes of those folks. Shrug, history's interesting, but it was super cool to see. So, and I'm still waiting for somebody to Photoshop me into the "Are you not into trains?" Meme in the middle of the Coliseum. But anyway, I sent that to Wings the day of, and I said no rush, but it's okay. They can get to it at some point. So it was very neat. Oh, and then we have our favorite kitty to talk about. But let me get these top chats first here. Slanted Stone, hope Croatia was nice. We're talking about it. It was very nice. Super Blue Hedgehog, hey, wonderful trip. See, plans to return in the future or other overseas trips where you hijack a steam locomotive. We'll see about that. That was a surprise, and I didn't hijack. I was told to. Anyways, again, spoilers. But yes, overseas probably again next year. We'll see. Jordan Freeman, idea for a Chris live stream: rate each pictured 1 to 5 shots of beer, then drink the number of shots of beer you rate it. It sounds silly. But yes, so this after Pula, we went to an island called Mali Lošinj in Croatia, and we got a favorite cat. This cat was the best kitty. We saw him from the other side of the street, and then called for him, and he came running like, oh, people that like petting cats, I'm here for you. Like, most of the cats in Croatia are usually pretty feral or whatever, and they don't care and they don't want to deal with people, but this cat was just a little adorable ham.
Oh my goodness, hi.
And Mitsa is the word for cat in Croatian.
Such a talkative little.
Do I have another video of him? No. Okay. That's the only video I put in. But he was he was the best boy. Every day we'd go into the town at Mali Lošinj. We were there for 3 or 4 days. And every day we would stop to go see him because he was the best. So. And then we went on a boat. The Pirate. Yeah. The pirate boat. But the Pirate. Yes. It was a little silly.
I see turtles.
I see turtles. There was lots of... I quoted pirates less than I thought I was going to, because we rolled up to the boat, and I jokingly was like, yeah, that's funny. And then they're like, no, that's the boat we're going on. I was like, oh, I'm about to be a problem for everyone involved. But I reined it in a little bit. It was fine. Nazu, hey, Mark, it's nice to see you again. And hey, you're at 2 years. Glad you had fun and a safe trip. Yeah, cheers. 2 years as engineer. Appreciate you. IDK, what's going on? Could we get some more Colorado Railroad Museum videos? You missed the silly videos of 20. Well, we're not running it for another month still, so eventually. But anyway, Firecat Espresso. We love a good cat video. Yes, we do. But yeah, boat. I was very smitten with the boat. And all of Mali Lošinj, the town itself, this is the Trg, TRG, which is the square, the main part of the town, was really cool. That's actually where we ended up performing. But just being in Croatia and seeing all the beautiful orange roofs and the water, it's just a vibe. So, and then we went on the boat to go to an island to perform. We didn't end up going to the island we were supposed to because the sea was so bad. So we went to a different island, and it was fun. The kids performed, and the whole town came to watch it. But the color of the water there is just unfair. It's ridiculous. And there's a little swimming hole on the island. Just the water is crystal clear, perfect. It's ridiculous. Oh, is this our Mitsa again? Here he is. This is the boy.
Mitsa?
He comes running.
Mitsa! Yeah, wow.
Best kitty.
You're my favorite.
Hi, Mitsa.
Good kitty.
He was the best kitty.
Such a
We did not meet
Mitsa.
a better kitty the whole trip. Although we did rescue a kitten near the end of the trip, and the kitten was pretty good. But that was the best kitty. So this was also in Mali Lachine. This was so freaking cool to see. This was a, I believe it, I can't remember if, I guess timeline-wise it would have been, if it was ancient Greek or ancient Roman. I don't remember. It was a bronze statue that during a storm got cast overboard on a ship in Croatia in this region. And they found it in the late 90s and restored it, and it's on display. And you can only take pictures of it through these little portholes, but you could walk around it and see it. Bronze cast statue from literally 2,000 years ago. That was really neat to see. It was a cool artifact. True Dub Gaming, glad to see you had a good time. Looking forward to the madness to come for the grander good. For the grander good. This was near our hotel at Mali Lachine, which the average age of the hotel at Mali Lachine was probably 1.5. It was a family hotel. There were a lot of screaming children. That was like one of the only few like complaints we could possibly have. But there was a bar right at the beach, and it was very pretty. So, you know, you sit and you have a pivo. So. Oh. And then this was, the seagulls there were violent. Like, they were mean and wanted their food, and they wanted, it was mine o'clock. This family left, and this seagull immediately came and was like, yo, you left some fries. Thank you. And he eventually got his whole beak covered in ketchup and freaking tartar sauce. Just went ham. I was like, wow, I have not seen a more...
You got lost in the sauce.
Yeah, literally.
Fools
So
have their
funny.
tartar sauce.
Here was the terg at night, and the whole town came out to see the kids dance. So that was the junior group, all in costume, dancing. And they had a couple sets, and the adult group played in the middle. And I learned 3 songs for this trip on the Brač. And this gig, I didn't know we were doing 2 gigs, and we ended up playing 8 songs for this gig. And this was really funny. I haven't seen video of it. There is apparently video somewhere. Some of the parents, I think, filmed it. But the adult group played, and I'm standing up there playing the Brač, and I had played... We rehearsed before the gig, like, a little bit, but they didn't rehearse entire songs because we didn't have enough time. So I got, like, little pieces of the other 5 songs that I hadn't played and was like, I guess we're figuring it out off, live, literally on stage in front of everybody, playing the tambura. And I only faked it on one song. There was one song that had a bunch of key changes and was obnoxious, a really cool sounding song, but not something I could pick up and was repetitive enough to do in one go. But the rest of them I kind of figured out and played. And the funniest thing, and one of the quote moments of the trip, was one of the guys in the adult group is from Croatia, and his parents were there. And they're the sweetest people. So nice. I met them right at this trip in these moments. And his mom comes up to me in front of me and my mom, and comes up to me and goes, Maestro, maestro, you play the, in Croatian, she says, you play the tambura so much better than your mom. And my mom's standing right next to me. I only know what she said because my mom was there to translate it. My mom peed her pants laughing because I'd never played the instrument before. That was my first time playing the Brač, and Mom's just laughing because she knows that I've played guitar for, I've annoyed the crap out of her with the guitar for decades now, basically. So she's the literal instructor for the music for the youth group, and the guy's mom comes up and says that I was a better player than her. It was pretty funny. We all got a laugh out of it. I was like, I don't play this instrument. I don't know what you mean. And my mom's a great Brač player too. It's not like she's a slouch or anything. It was just it was one of those funny quotable moments. Oh. And so then we went to go on a boat to go to Zadar, which is right across from where my grandma's from. And you can't bring your oil drums, and you can't bring your welder on the boat. I thought that was pretty humorous, so I had to take a picture. Like, okay, no fire, no fishing, no... I don't...
Mirror?
I don't know what that is. No fire. Okay, but no welder, no oil drum. Love that. Followed by... Do not throw the sticks to your ears in the toilet. It says don't use them for that on the packaging, but they're the sticks to your ears. There's a lot of good translation crap in here. And then we got to Zadar, and right across from Zadar on the island, that's where my grandma's from. That's where my family's from.
Oh, nice.
Otak Ugljan, and I will pronounce that wrong every single time because it's got an LJ in it, and that's hard. So, mainline through the Rockies, spreading the good word of the standard gauge, WB. Good to see you, man. And thank you for supporting for 19 months. Let's see. Then this was Opatija. We went the next day back up to Zagreb, and we stopped in Opatija first, which was actually originally... It's gone back and forth between Croatia and Italy throughout the year and history and whatever. So is Trieste, the eastern part of Italy. But it's just a really pretty town. Lots of cool architecture and cool buildings. And the pool next to the sea was neat. Just really pretty freaking place. But in Opatija... It's the best pizza I've ever had. Like, everything was perfect. The flavor balance was great. Literally, people who know me and have seen the stuff on the channel, like, oh, you made pizza on a steam train. Yeah, sure, but my normal pizza, like, out of an oven is actually pretty good. Like, some people have said...
really good.
Some people, like, Tristan from Hellbot said that he wanted it to be his death row meal, so it's like, it's not a slouch. And this pizza is literally, like, miles better than anything I've ever had. I mean, I guess technically it was, at one point, a part of Italy, so maybe there's some tradition there, but it was fantastic. Oh, yeah. So, I had to include a picture of that. JSJ Inc., welcome back, guys. Thank you. And then we're going through the market in Opatija, and, like, I stopped because it's like, those are builders...
I recognize that shape.
Those are builders' plates. Those gotta be builder's plates. And I stop and stare at them, and we figured out what it was off of later. Weird little 262 passenger engine. But these were two original plates off of locomotives that were built in the 20s and run in the area. And I was looking at it, I was like, I don't have a connection to these locomotives. They're weird, they're in Cyrillic. Not for me, so I didn't buy them. But looking back now, I'm kind of like, well, shoot, those are original plates. Actually off of the locomotives. And the classification plates, yeah, absolutely. And I don't have any original ones. I've got all of mine are replicas, or you know, totally refabbed out of a different material. So I kind of was like, would have been cool to have an original off an engine, but even then it's in Cyrillic and not something I had a whole thing. So anyway, Cookie Fatty 666. What do I think of Beachy Head up and running? I'm not familiar with what Beachy Head is.
British new build.
Oh.
Yeah, a new build British Atlantic.
Oh, in Atlantic.
Beachy Head.
One of the like one of the C1s, I think.
Oh no way! That's running. That's rad looking.
It hasn't done a revenue run yet, to my knowledge. It's been testing, but its first revenue run's coming soon.
Well, you love to see a new build running. Atlantics are kind of stupid wheel arrangements, if you ask me. But
they are hot rod locomotives.
They do want to go fast. Yeah, Scott, you heard me. I like yours. Yours is the nicest one I've ever run. It's the only one I've ever run.
Yay!
And like, for the sake of having a cool locomotive, fuck yeah, it's like great. Like, as a railroad, why would you not just get a Pacific though? That's where my brain goes. But anyway, that's cool. And Jordan Freeman, da comrade. Yes. I have a picture of Comrade in here later. Anyway. My mom and I walked back from a Croatian gig one of the days we were in Zagreb, and people had told me this on the channel, but I saw it very clearly. Yes, the OCS does in fact zigzag to mitigate wear in terms of electric propulsion. You can see it all the way down. It's like, oh, that's kind of cool. I hadn't seen it before in that way, so I took a picture. And then one of my favorite things about Zagreb that's just fun is they have a meter gauge tram network, and they run shit that is ancient and Soviet as fuck, and they run that right next to brand new modern stuff. Like, they run everything they have. And so this ancient, you know, like totally Soviet looking tram is they're running, and I had to film it because I didn't have anything, any sources on this yet. But they all their frogs were flange bearing frogs in the diamonds.
Okay.
So you can hear how loud the dunk dunks are. It's not Soviet, it's Czech. Okay. Fair enough. It looked old and square to me, so I always just assume it's from that time. But it's a Czech tram. How cool! And then the poor cathedral in Zagreb was closed down. They had a couple big earthquakes a couple years ago, and so they had to close it, and they're repairing the towers again. They'd been repairing the lower section when I was last visiting, and the upper parts were visible, but now there's even more work to do because of the earthquakes, but it's a bummer. And then I love this building in Zagreb. It's one of the... it's kind of in the official complex where all the party people are, which is why the EU flags are and whatever. But just the roof up here with the really vibrant tiles is so pretty, so I think it's cool. And then one of the big highlights of going to Croatia anywhere, anytime is the sladoled, which they translate to ice cream, but I think it's technically gelato usually, but it's out of control. Like, the different stands do crazy displays and stuff, and it was all ridiculously tasty. This is my favorite Slavic picture. I saw this guy busking with the saxophone, and you just realize he's just got a cigarette clamped in the middle of his sax.
I can smell this picture.
It's just like, and he was a good sax player too, but it's just like, that is funny as hell.
If
Yeah.
Clapton was Slavic and played the sax.
Yeah, it was, I have a more powerful Slavic image than this that comes up, but that was one of my favorites. And here's a flange-bearing frog. You can actually see up close that you've actually got wear from the flange in the middle there, in the frog itself, where you wouldn't normally have it. And then it goes back to just regular trackway from beyond then. So those are designed to mitigate the stress and the pressure on the points of the frog itself, so you can limit welding on the on the frog itself, so the track lives longer, basically. A lot of these are slice of life funny things, where here we went to this restaurant where you could get beer or not beer. This is their English menu. Beer and not beer.
That is entirely accurate. There is beer.
Also,
and-
to see Sierra Nevada beers in Croatia was hilarious. I was like, what do you mean they've got beer from there? So,
Kona Big Wave.
yeah, it was pretty funny. Oh, they also had a fucking IPA that was being advertised by Rooster Elvis. I don't ask the questions, man. And then here comes performance time. So I had to be all dressed up in all black, shiny shoes, the whole nine. And so I'll force you guys to at least watch one of the 3 songs we played, and then you can say whether or not you want to see any more. But it was fun. This is from the Croatian Fraternal Union that actually put this on and organized the event. And this is the adult group that I played in, which is Tamburaši Orkestar Kišobran, which means the Tambura Orchestra Kišobran, which translates to umbrella, because we're from Seattle, and that's funny, I think, because we don't use umbrellas in Seattle. But anyway.
Yeah, you're liable to be shot if you use an umbrella in Seattle.
For real. That's how we can tell that you're not a local. And
Yeah.
my sister pointed out, I'll let the performance go, my sister pointed this out to me later. Everyone is standing nicely at attention with their feet together, and I had my rock and roll guitar pose on the entire time. That was not clarified as a point of like, oh yeah, do it this way, and I didn't know that like it was supposed to be like a perfect prim and proper thing. And so I got on a stage and I had a stringed instrument, so I put power stance on just automatically, like not even thinking. But yeah.
You uncultured swine.
I know, the worst.
To be fair, the other guitar guy, it looks like his feet are spreading too.
The original song that this is based on is a rock song from the 90s, and it slaps, by the way. So that was one of the tunes we played, and it's based off of a rock song from a popular Croatian rock artist. The song's named "Molim te vrati se," which means "Please come back," and it's about a dude losing his lady and begging for her to come back. The fun two little details that you can't get from just that video is, one, our bass player was a ringer. He's a friend of the group and hadn't played any of the songs before that day and just joined in and just was a superstar and nailed it. And I was glad he did, because normally I play that bass. I normally play the berda. I don't play the brach. But they were like, the brach is less, like, humongously important if you're one of many braches versus being the one bass guy. So it was like, okay. So I was happy that I didn't have to play the bass. But that whole performance is up there if anyone wants to see more of that stuff. But it was fun. The other fun detail was my mom is standing right next to me. That's me, and my mom is right there. And she wanted me to sing it too. She gave me the 3 songs that I needed to learn for the show. And when we got to Croatia, she handed me the words and was like, you can sing this, right? And I'm like, I can't read this. I can't pronounce this. I don't know the the melody. Like, what do you mean sing this? And so she handed me the sheet and was like, well, just figure it out and you'll be fine. And I just could, like, I needed to, like, go through it with somebody, and we just never did. But right before the performance, the guy on the violin was a wonderful guy, and is big in the whole community because he's from Croatia. He sat me down and sang through it with me a couple times. So I surprised my mom by starting to sing full voice right next to her during that song. And you can't catch it on the video because I don't think the camera was aimed there, but maybe somebody else had a POV that had it. But she, like, immediately was like, like, what? Why are you singing? Because I didn't sing it for the first gig. So it was pretty funny, but it was very fun to play, and the group's wonderful. It was my first time playing with the adult group, but, you know, it was great to stand on stage next to my mom and play the brach, so it was cool.
I have one quick question, just out of curiosity.
Sure.
Were you one of the ones playing the brach in triplicate? I think that's what I was hearing.
In triplicate?
I think that's like a strumming pattern. That's what it sounded like anyways.
Most of so Croatian music, by and large, this is going to be an aside, and I don't have an acoustic instrument handy, but we can do it on an electric. So most of it is tremolo picked, which maybe is what you're talking about in triplicate. And a lot of the parts in that song had measures that were kind of like that, but like the melody of that song. It's tremolo picked almost the whole way through, but there's some stuff that ends up being like a triple note. Yeah.
Got it. That's what I was hearing. I was just really curious. Thank you.
Yeah. No. By all means. That's one of the big identifiers for Croatian tambura music. It's almost always tremolo picked. So.
Does anybody have the link to that?
Yeah, I can put it in the. It was in the announcements in the Discord originally, but I'll post it in announcements again. So.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, about an hour and a half in, I think, is vaguely where we start. Let's see, we got a couple top chats here. Train Spotter 454, can't catch the stream. Hope your vacation was good. Can't wait to watch the VOD later. Thank you, my friend. Appreciate you. And yes, it was. MTKFT, I wish I had a clip on hand, but well, might upload later. It made your brain jump to your favorite Klezmorim Buriks. beats. Also, rock rendered on traditional instruments always goes so hard. I'm glad you enjoyed. Oh, it's Makos Teshta. You've changed your name to just an abbreviation. I was like, hang on, you looked familiar. Anyway, yes, and then immediately after the performance, as is tradition with me, I get on stage, and then it doesn't matter if it's not even hot on stage. I'm just a sweaty pile afterwards. But there was a backstage bar in which I was able to get Pivo. So, you love to see it.
Must have drink.
And at the show, two of you people out there, two of you, at the Zagreb festival, there were 2 Heist fans that were from other groups or were supporting other groups. It was so funny, and I don't even remember his name because I'm terrible with names, and it was a 2-second interaction. But we got off stage, and I was trying to find my way back to backstage, and a guy in total Croatian garb like points at me and said something, and I was like, "What?" And I walked up to him, and I was so not in heist mode at all, like not even thinking about it. And he was like, "Dude, so nice to meet you. Like, I'm glad to see you here. I didn't know you were a part of this." And I was like, I'm thinking, like, who the fuck are you? Like, what do you mean? And then he said something about videos, and I was like, oh, shit. Right, that whole thing that I do. Wait a minute, I'm being recognized in Zagreb? What the hell? This is hilarious. Super nice guy. We got a picture, and that's somewhere. It was on somebody else's phone, but it was pretty funny. It's like, I was totally not expecting that. If I go to a train thing, I'm expecting people to be like, oh my god, you're the guy. Or if I go to the museum, I'm expecting somebody to be like, hey, there's somebody to see you. But not in Zagreb, not in Tambura Festival, and not by somebody in costume. It's funny.
So he didn't get a coin.
No, he didn't, because I didn't have one. I wish I did. I was so not prepared. And then there was a second guy, too, who actually emailed me. He emailed the channel email, the web form on our website. And he's like, did I just see you in Zagreb? And I was wondering if it was the same guy. And I didn't have a chance to reply. And then as we're walking out for the night, he's just like, Mark! And I was like, what? And I turned around, almost got hit by a bicyclist for turning around. Thanks, Europe. And then the guy comes up to me and he's like, another Heist guy fan. And it was like, oh. And we chatted for a bit, and he used to work for a short line, and he had some cool experience. And we chewed the dirt on the railroad a little bit, but it was funny. Schlevo, Slotto, Pig. That is this is Croatian gatherings. All of them, no matter where it is. Pila rakia, so booze. Ice cream, pig, lamb, whatever on a spit, and then pig. Tambura music and people dancing. This is the end of tour celebration thing. Okay, yeah. So this is the last of the thing with the group, and this was the event where if you wanted water, you had to pay €5 to get a big bottle of water. And if you wanted beer, it was free. So, yeah, it was hilarious. I had a lot of free beer. I was like, it's literally free beer, guys. Come on. And before we go on, speaking of free beer, I don't have a beer, but I would like to tinkle. That's what beer causes. So I'll be right back real quick, entertain the folks, and then we'll talk about Slovenia, Bosnia, and more Croatia. So, be right back.
We have waited 3 weeks for his return, and now he is once again gone.
Yes. Hopefully not for another 3 weeks.
Unbelievable.
That'd be a really long stream. I don't have that in me.
I don't either.
Now what the hell do we do?
I don't know.
You're supposed to know.
It's not, I don't get paid to know.
Wait,
You're
we
getting
get
paid.
Paid at all.
You guys are getting paid?
I thought we were just doing this out of the kindness of our hearts.
Yes.
And to show everybody, my big caboose. Take that as you will.
I was about to ask, how is the caboose?
It's very nice.
Which one?
Both.
Oh, very good, very good.
Excellent.
The logo's being painted on
Cool.
on the other side.
Excellent.
Are you gonna get that one straight?
Ouch. God.
I mean, honestly, what is more Rio Grande than a slightly crooked logo, though?
I've seen the picture of that. You can't
It's
even
like-
tell it's crooked.
It's like a degree off.
Like I feel
For
like the only way you
shame.
could tell is if you took a protractor up to it.
It's the worst part is the side that faces the house is the crooked side. You know, the side
I
they're
know.
gonna get the other side perfect, and then he's gonna get a crane to turn it around.
I think it's fine. And again,
You always
how
gotta do
Rio
the
Grande is it that
worst
one of
way
them
first.
is slightly cockeyed?
Ever so
Yeah, I was just about to say that's probably in brand.
Right? I have seen photos of crooked Rio Grande logos on the cabooses, so, you know, it all works.
It's definitely on brand.
It is. I know the exterior will finally be done, minus numbers, which I have somewhere.
In a safe place.
Yes, somewhere in a safe place. Hopefully,
place
the
that
guy
I
that I
can
bought
use
it from
for
still
numbers.
owes me those. And then it's just like the stenciling of radio equipped when it was built, all that.
So, do you think you're going to be able to start on the interior this year, or is that going to be a next year thing?
Interior will start this year.
Okay.
What's your plan
So
for the
you should-
interior?
Yo, are we talking
Uh,
about Caboose's Caboose?
Hey, yo! Which one?
Hey, yo. Oh, I mean the one that says Rio Grande. Never mind. The large metal one that's outside.
Yes, yes.
Oh, goodness. I think I heard something as I was setting my headphones down. Did Scott say we waited 3 weeks for him to come back and now he's leaving us again?
Yes. Yes.
In 3
that was
weeks,
it.
unfortunately, my bladder did not get larger, and I was blessed with a shot glass for a bladder. So, yay, genetics. Anyway.
We were just hoping that you weren't going to be gone again for 3 weeks.
No,
Otherwise-
I'm here. I'm here. Caboose, do you have a picture of your caboose that you'd like to share the class?
I mean, I can grab one.
Because it sounds you got some more work done. I saw that you had the herald done on the one
The
side.
Herald is going on the other side currently, like as we speak. My painter's out there
Nice.
going at it. Do.
Nice. While you were looking, Virgo Drusky, your parents booked a hand on the throttle experience for your birthday at the Valley Road in Connecticut. Very excited for them to send the study materials so you can start prepping. Wherever Zimzam, wherever you are, prepare yourself.
MKC.
And Casey. That's gonna be exciting. And just make sure you tell them that you're who you are so that we can call you a foamer later. And John Kissinger on brand for the Grand. Oh, dude, rad.
Right?
That looks
It is
great.
It is a slightly askew, but
Don't-
that's just on
don't-
brand for Grand.
Don't, Caboose. Caboose.
It's
Slightly
a
slanted.
degree off.
Slightly slanted. Caboose.
Mhm.
Caboose.
Like the
Yes.
drunk fucks at the Grand would have gotten it right anyways.
I was gonna
Exactly.
say.
Exactly. It makes it more on brand.
Our cars at the museum are done to a better standard than the Grand used to do it because of somebody named Dusty and Jeff.
Hey,
Oh, he's back. Huh?
yeah.
I
I'm more upset about the wrong color on the caboose.
How dare you, Caboose?
Oh, it's close
Oh.
enough.
No, it's not.
Okay, I don't like that painter anymore. Anyway, just don't look at it too close.
I mean, it's a good
Is
color,
there-
but it's not. It's just
Yeah.
Is it too yellow? Is it supposed to be more
Yes.
orange?
more orange.
It looks good.
Yeah.
And
Just-
it's not a cheap thing to paint, so when you need paint in
No.
20 years, paint it the right color.
Exactly.
He's colorblind. He can't tell, anyways.
Exactly.
Well, there you go. Okay, keeping on. So after Croatia, we picked up a rental car and drove to Slovenia. And I complained about the rental car forever. It was my first time driving a French car. I had a Renault Megane, a diesel. And it had been driven 80,000 kilometers already, and it had been sideswiped, obviously, once. Nothing but the finest. And the clutch was just ruined. The clutch on that car was so bad. I mean, I drove my WRX for the first time since the trip today, earlier, and was like, I could have kissed the clutch pedal and the gear shift. It was so snappy and perfect comparatively, despite it being basically the same mileage. Like 50,000 miles is about 80,000 kilometers. But God, that car was trash. But I was the one that drove almost the whole time, except for one time. My sister drove very briefly when I was not in the car, which we'll get to. So first thing we did, we went to Lake Bled in Slovenia, and that place was just picturesque, just pretty. The lake was pretty, the water is beautiful, and Slovenia, despite being, all former Yugoslavia, being a part of that and everything, felt very different. Way more hilly, a lot more pine trees. Reminded me a lot more of places in the States than Croatia, except the rocks are still so white, lots of limestone. But they have this castle atop the cliff there, and it was just pretty. And then we went to the first place that I recorded for YouTube on the vacation, and this is Postojna Cave in Slovenia. I'd never been in a big cave like this before, and this was so freaking cool. And the reason we went is that it's actually home to the first cave railway in the world. And so I filmed some stuff about the railway, and that'll be coming out. Those will be the first videos out from the trip, probably this weekend. I don't have a video or picture or anything handy because I didn't take pictures of it with my phone, but I can get a Postojna Cave train. Let me get some pictures. Yeah. It's just a cute little narrow gauge little guy. It's all electric too.
Oh, it still runs.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought it was just like it used to be there.
No, we rode it to the cave. You go underground for like 1.5 kilometers, like a mile underground in the cave on the train. And somebody asked, is that the cave where the eyeless lizard lives? You mean the Olm, which is this guy? Yes,
Whoa.
Yes it is.
Oh.
So cool.
Oh.
Weird little guys. They have eyes when they're born, and then they skin over because they don't need them.
Weird.
They're super weird. My sister
super
loved them
cute.
because my sister loves all things creepy crawly, reptilian-y, amphibian-y, so.
Here, hold on, before
But
you.
the whole thing, I mean, the whole tour was like 90 minutes, and it was super cool. Seeing the cave like that and all the structures, and seeing rock that looked like draping cloth was so cool. I just loved every little piece of that cave system. It was so cool. From there, right next to Postojna Cave is Predjama Castle, which is like my first like true medieval castle to see, and it was built into the side of the cliff. It was so rad. I'll talk about it more in just a sec. See, we got a top chat, 7 Pacific AC9, fireman for 12 months, 1 whole year. It's been crazy. Had some really good and really bad parts, but you're still here despite your best efforts. You're doing better now. Here's to 1 year and so many more. My friend, I'm glad that you're still here too. Life is hard sometimes, life is great sometimes, and you just gotta roll with the punches and keep going because there's gonna be more great times. So glad you're still here with us, my friend, and glad you've been supporting the channel for a year. Yeah, we love having you in the community. Castle's built into the cliff wall, and it's just nifty because you'll have manufactured rock wall next to real rock wall, and then behold the murder hole. Me being me, .wav. I was going through my pictures and was like, why did I film a... Oh, right. It was pretty funny. It's where you drop your boiling oil on people trying to get in your castle. And then they had another murder hole, but this was a literal murder hole. They did have a similar shitter, actually, Dingus. Yeah, they had a shitter that just went down, but that was actually for dropping hot oil. But this was the torture chamber, which could be viewed from many different places. It's cool. And this is like one of the neat parts of the castle is you'd have these plaster walls that then just seamlessly meld into the cliffside. It was so neat. And one of the really cool things about it, too, is that they had a indoor hand-carved rock plumbing. So this is fresh water coming from the cave, plumbed into the rock that they hacked into. And it went all the way down through the rock down to the basement where it was collected. So cool. Matt the Cracked, what the hell? How is DNRGW 268 still around? I thought she got blown up back in 52. That was 345 dressed as 268. 268 was still running actually for the railroad then. It was 345 and the 319 that were the ones that got blown up for the movie. A Person 723, your Tomos 50cc motorbike was built in Slovenia. How cool! That's neat. It's a really pretty country. Here's the castle being like built into the rock wall, and inside going up to the top, there's cool like water collection pans that they built so they'd catch the drippings from the cave and the rain, and that was what supplied the plumbing. It was so cool. And this castle was sieged for over a year once, and the guy who was in charge was sort of a Robin Hood figure, and he had a secret tunnel out the back of this cave, out to safety. And so he bewildered the enemies and the people that lived in the castle by showing up with fresh cherries and goodies and stuff in the middle of a year-plus long siege. Who just popped back with all these goodies for everybody. And they were never taken because of it. But it was a really cool place to see. So, I was quite the fan. Let's see, I'm running out of songs in this playlist, so we'll just switch to Spotify. Pew! Make it just autoplay. Much more gooder. Okay, anyway. Was I able to see the big boy? No, the big boy left for California when I was in Croatia, and it comes back to Wyoming when I'm in Canada for Khan's wedding. So, I'll see it next time it goes out, hopefully. T12 Productions jersey is not here. No house track for him. And here's some slice of life in Slovenia. Sandwich! Sandwich. It's mostly bread because the god of bread is bread. I quoted John Mulaney so many times. The god of bread is bread. Yeah. And then classic beer. My favorite kind. Just classic beer.
Best kind of beer.
And then chips. So that was fun. Oh, and so then we went to the Slovenia Railway Museum. And here's possibly a thumbnail. There's some clips from this that are some serious giggle factor. I'm in the lack of cab of an 1862 060 that has no cab. It's like one of the engines from Steam and Steel, Greg's game. And I guess we can. Do you guys want to see a clip or two from the museum in Slovenia, in Ljubljana? Let's see. I don't know if I have the ones that were funny pulled up anymore, because I had watched some of them back, and I didn't get all of them annotated. Let me see if I can find, because there's a lot of heist cockatoo noises in this that you'll have to wait and see. No, not that one. Let's see. This museum was actually fantastic, though.
Ooh.
Pumps.
It was better I felt so embarrassed for every museum I've been to in the U.S. Oh, this is going to be one to talk about, yeah. I felt very embarrassed for most American museums. All right. We'll just start here and see what happens. And if I say anything stupid, we'll cut.
Look, it's Derail Valley. Okay. Yes.
Let me change the audio to mono.
We've had external Steven. Yes. And somebody's going to comment, it's probably one of the weird offshoot, not actually Stevenson's things. Looks like Stevenson's to me. Actually, no, it isn't Stevenson's because the links aren't curved. It's that other kind that the name escapes me. I'm going to continue calling it external Stevenson's and continue being wrong. Somebody will correct it in the comments. But we've had external Stevenson's nonsense. But now we have it backwards with the cylinder over here.
Look at this engine. I don't, like, the smoke box is over here. Why is the valve chest like that? Why is it external?
What?
Yeah, why? Why?
It's European style.
If there's so many European choo-choos that hurt my brain on this trip.
And it hurts.
At least you can oil the valve gear nicely.
It's true.
Their valves and Dorf. black face smoke box because they wanted to make compound inline.
This must be after the convertible. Oh, hang on. Well, then there's this thing.
Okay. We have had external Stevensons.
What
We've
kind
had
of nightmare is
reverse
this?
external Stevensons. But have you had external Stevensons on the inside of the gear? Why is there a crank to the main rod to the bed then the external Stevensons is on the inside? Why?
Yeah, I'm gonna go to therapy after that.
It's inside external.
Yeah, some of these choo-choos pained me. So it must be...
Okay, that's
It must be in here.
adorable. Okay. So this is
Let's see. Let me change it. My freaking whatever it is. My microphones are stereo, and when I only use one, I only get one channel.
reverse
So
the levers.
this is near this is cockatoo sounds.
Can't see. It's so dense in there. Yeah, record random things. It's fine. This is... We found the valves. The cylinders are... Are those... No, you don't mount D valves sideways. How do you lubricate it? You don't. That's how.
There were so many engines in this part of the world that were like this, and I hated all of them.
It's a Henschel. Why are there... That's what that is. That's
Let's
your
see.
vacuum. Friend-shaped.
Friend-shaped.
It was a prairie.
That's great.
Little prairie.
No!
Oh yes, here we go.
Cinematography brought to you by Marion.
Yeah, my sister filmed most of the stuff for me, and she did a lot of dramatic zooming, according to her. So we'll see what that turns out as. She was very sweet for putting up with me and my
Go back
trains the
that
whole
way,
trip.
too.
So
I can get the details of the trains. So I guess me... Well, no!
she literally walks around the corner, sees this.
I can get the details of the trains. So I guess me... Well, no! 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 It's a convertible. Yes. Here we see the cursed outside Stevenson's convertible 060. Cockatoo sounds. What is this? It
And
does
the
have a
size of
big
that dome.
freight locomotive SB-18. Oh, it's 1861.
Ancient choo-choo.
Holy crap. Okay, I will stop making fun of it now. It's still here. 1861. This is perplexing. This is...
Yeah, I make cockatoo noises at it, and I was naughty, and I played with the controls, because what else did you expect?
Oh, great.
Wow.
Hi, Jake.
Hi, Jake.
Hi, Jake.
Hello.
Hi, Jake.
Everyone awake now?
I don't know. Are we?
Now I go EP.
Okay. Anyway, let me get these top chats, and we'll carry on from the Slovenia Railway Museum. So Katana just got home from 9 to 5 marching band. Glad to see a stream. What a cool castle and picture up to now. Blank spaces. Yeah, good to see you, Ahsoka. John Kissinger, one of your favorite other channels, Pulner Tacticals, based out of Slovenia. Cool. Neat. Good to see YouTubers across the world. And Epoxy, glad to have been here over 13 months. Looks like you had a blast in the old country. I have decided to go learn some new skills and data analytics to have more training and car money. Gotta love that. That's always helpful. 94 Chevy Z71. Yeehaw, 8 months. MFers. Long live the ESD. Welcome back, Heist. Just joining in. Hope you had a great time. Yes. Yes, as you can see. We've yet to get to the truly great part, but yeah, here's a picture of the inside-outside. Yeah. I hate it. I hate all of it. I mean, it's like, I get, like, if you're outside frame, you could do whatever. And this is one of the few Slavic engines I saw that had some amount of equalization in the frickin' spring rigging. But look at the spring rigging that's put together, like, weird. Just weird.
Yeah, that's...
Now, I came in to ask specifically about that dome. Why is it so far up on the
I
boiler?
could not tell you.
Is this like baby's first front-end throttle? Like,
It's a front end. I mean, it's got a rotary throttle valve in it right there. That's what that is. But it's still
I
a
wasn't
sprung
even
lever
talking about on that
safety.
locomotive. I was talking about on the last one.
I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I wish there was a very lovely lady that I think worked in the archives there.
Why?
I know these engines hurt. Just wait till you see the engine that was parked in Zagreb that had 3 blowdowns, none of which you could access from the cab.
Minor detail.
Yeah, some of these. Yeah, some of the. Why is the lid on the valve chest at an angle? Why is the valve rod at an angle? Why is the top of the valve chest flat if it's at that angle? Yeah, those trains hurt. Why is this one backwards? Why is the external, not Stevenson's, over here backwards with that shit going on for the rods and cranks, and then the pistons here underneath the cab with the world's most angled valve that has 2 entries?
I now understand why Europeans smoke so much.
Why is there I know that I've heard of these engines that had 2 valves, and I don't remember what the point is. So yeah.
So the question is, do Europeans smoke because their engines are like this, or are their engines like this because they smoke?
Because
their engines are like this because they start their day with a half liter of beer.
I was about to ask, was this caused by the free beer, or did this cause the free beer?
Now this was the part of the museum. This museum fucking slaps. If you're ever in Ljubljana, go. It's so cool. They have this whole exhibit of mechanical and electronic interlockings. And that one in the corner is a functioning mechanical interlocking that runs real signals via chain outside, on display outside the roundhouse. It was so fucking cool. I wish there was somebody there that could have run it for us while we were there, but we were there at random middle of the week time, whatever. There was, it was nobody. But the museum, it was so freaking cool seeing all that stuff. Ah, right. So then in Ljubljana, we went to a castle in the center of Ljubljana, and in the castle we saw the puppet museum, because apparently puppetry became a huge part of things during World War II. And so here is the war puppets, including the Hitler puppet. I don't know what else to tell you other than Hitler puppet. And here's Leighton Moreland.
What
a
segue.
The puppet museum was pretty cursed, but we went and my sister loved it. So yeah, let's see. I don't remember what's next. Here is Crno Katica. This is the 060 on display in Zagreb on the station platform. And the more you look at it, the more it hurts. I did a dedicated video just on this engine. It's cool, but yeah, it has it has blowdowns instead of washout plugs. It has one in the front belly, one in the back belly, and then one in the front of the firebox. And all of their levers, it's the white there, and then the white there. Those are the levers to run the blowdowns. It's just like, what? Why? What is this pipe? Why is this I didn't even see that on the day. Like, what is this that they've bent this way? Plumbs into the smoke box. It better not be the blower. I don't know. The smoke box goes up to here and the stack is there. The valves are sideways again, like the other ones. So what is this jacketed thing? Like,
speaking of jacketing, is that everybody's favorite thing at the bottom there?
Oh yes, it is. Everyone's favorite vitamin A all over this thing. Yeah.
You can chew on it.
Scratch and sniff.
Barrage balloon. Have I fixed the international shipping for the shop? I need to get back with Leighton on that. I don't think we have it sorted yet. We're working on tax compliance things that will hopefully lead to that. I need to get back to him on that. That said, the shop's reopened, and if you want an ES&D pint glass, you too can have one. So, anyway.
Okay, I've seen locomotives with extended smoke boxes, but I've never seen locomotives with extended smoke boxes with the stack like 6 feet back.
Yeah,
With Duesenberg
It
headlights
looks like
on it.
SpongeBob poking out of the mailbox.
It does. Duesenberg headlights on it, and then the smoke box, which is 2 fold-open doors with 4 rotary crank
doors?
dogs. Yeah. It's so weird. And then that's the dynamo there, which is, ready to joust other locomotives. So, at least this one doesn't have lever safeties. It's got a bevel gear sander. I didn't even see that when I filmed the video. Do you see those bevel gears? That's the sand dome. You've got a crank in the cab to disperse sand. Wow. That's, yeah. It's,
Sometimes you have to finely meter that sand flow.
Some of the choo-choos over there were very strange. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the most Slavic picture I've ever taken. I took it from this far away because I didn't want them to see me, but this is outside the train station. This is the Glavni Kolodvor, which is the great train station in Zagreb. And these guys are sitting on beer crates with a cardboard box that they're playing cards on top of while smoking and drinking.
Hey, comrade.
That is the most Slavic... Out in a public space, cardboard box. He's on a Karlovačko fucking crate. It was, like, the funniest shit. They set it up while we were walking past to go film it, and I was like, I need a picture of that. And on to Bosnia. Behold, the finest Bosnian rest stop. It's 3 porta potties that had no toilet paper, nor running water, nor hand sanitizer.
As God intended.
Bosnia.
You're starting to sound like Western spy, comrade. Of course that is not provided. You must bring your own toilet paper. What do you think this is? America?
We stayed at this little apartment in Tuzla, and they had these kittens, and they were too much. They were too cute. And I think the next picture is going to be, I think it's part of the excitement here. Yes, it is. So, this part of the trip was the part of the trip that I was very excited for, and that you guys were hopefully very excited for. That is what you think it is. So let me tell the little story, I guess, and we'll see if we watch any video. We'll see if you guys can persuade me or not. So, we went to Tuzla, Bosnia, knowing that the Kriegsloks, the Class 52s in Germany, Class 33 in Yugoslavia, that those had been running there at least for the last, couple years, and you get news from it every couple years or whatever. I heard about them in 2019 after we were in Croatia last time, and I was like, oh my god, we were just there. I need to go see that. I want to go see those. They're still running revenue freight with these engines. And we planned going to Bosnia when we planned the trip back in December. I was like, I don't know if they're still running, but I hope we can go see it. And then, like, a couple months later, a guy named the Tattooed Traveler posted a video of going to go see him, and he got to ride in the cab of the engines while they're running. I was like, holy crap. No, they're still running, and a tourist was able to go see it. Like, we definitely got to go. Like, hopefully it's still there, because it sounded like it was recorded last summer or whatever, and he took a while to post it. So it's like, okay, well, we know nothing other than it's in Tuzla. Let's go figure it out. So we get to Tuzla. First thing in the morning, we looked around on Google Maps, and the shop is on Google Maps. It's listed as the Kriegslug shop, so that was easy. And we drove over, and there's a guy in the guard shack, and he comes down as we park, comes to talk to us, of course. And he speaks Bosnian only. Bosnian and Russian, but we'll get there. Speaks Bosnian. He's talking with my mom a little bit. My mom's fluent in Bosnian. She's fluent in, actually, I think, she knows 9 languages. I'm not sure how many she's fluent in, but she's fluent in Croatian, Bosnian, English, of course. So
that's pretty impressive.
She majored in it. This is her everything. Like she fell in love with all of the heritage from my grandma, of course, and so that was her thing. That was why it was so cool to get to play the brach with her on stage. But so we go in and she's translating, and he's saying that you can't be here. You need an invitation. Do you have an invitation? We said we didn't. We were truthful. He said, well, you can't be here. You can't film. Like, sorry. And she talked a little bit more with him, and then he realized how well she spoke Bosnian, and then he kind of was like, okay, well, okay, come, 5-10 minutes, like, we could go look. And so we got a tour of the workshop, inside, outside, and that was like, my trip was made. You'll see in the video, I have the whole thing videoed. Got to look at the deadline of S100s, got to see the torn down, crapped out, totally clapped Kriegslok, and then they had 2 in the workshop. This one was sitting either getting maintenance or it was at the ready. I didn't get to look at it that closely. 233. And then they had this other one that was getting its annual. And they look, like, you look at them and they look worn in. They look a little rough. They haven't been painted. But the thing that was impressive to me was looking over them mechanically, they actually looked pretty good. And I was a little taken aback because I was expecting, like, all the jokes we've been making, comrade, old country, like all that shit. And they were actually mechanically pretty nice looking. So it was like, okay, but they were doing an annual. They had the whole front end out of it. They had the dome open. They had all the plugs out. I stuck my hands in the washout hole and I was feeling the inside of the boiler because I'm a fucking nerd. And the guy who was touring with my mom, like, noticed and watched me do that and said something like, oh, he knows what he's looking at, and invited me up into the cab, went through the cab and everything. And as we were leaving the shop, that guy who toured us around, he was the sweetest, nicest freaking guy. And he was a commander in the Yugoslavian Civil War. Like, that dude has seen some shit, and he was just happy and happy to share the trains that he loves with, with somebody who else loved it, I guess. Because as we were going to walk past it, he just goes, I'm glad I can see your soul smiling. As I was watching the choo-choo, and I was like, I just got called the megafoamer of all time by this Bosnian guy. But it was pretty fucking funny. The other thing that was funny about him, and I don't know if it'll end up in the video because I don't know if the video caught the 2 things but I learned in this moment that railroaders are railroaders no matter where they are. Because as we're walking out, he goes, now you've seen the Bosnian circus. And I was just like, I would have said the same to him had he come to my shop in the fucking States, It was pretty funny. And he had also said that, he was sad he didn't learn English and that he only knew Bosnian and Russian. And he didn't know why he learned Russian, because if the Russians showed up at the gate, he wouldn't let him in anyways. So it was pretty funny. Anyway. I got a couple top chats here. Rails to fails. 3 months already? Time flies, doesn't it? It does. Southern Pacific AC9 check memes. Did you beat Tom to making a meme out of me? You might have. Wouldn't be surprised.
It's also in MOW.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, you just did Jake's meme, and that's really accurate.
Nice, Squidward.
That is... That's fantastic. Yes, just like that. Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Okay. And Railman1225, wow, I'm just in time for the story. Very excited to hear this. Also, welcome back, Heis. How you doing? I'm doing well. A smidge tired, getting back used to scheduling stuff, because at the end of my Croatia presentation, you'll hear about my flights back, which were a time. So anyway.
I got the Snapchat about that. That was fun.
It was a time in which I existed. Single tier. Yeah, anyway. Mega Mikey, a big 060 looked like they put a superheater in it. They couldn't fit it, so they made the smoke box longer. It was not superheated. No. It had slide valves that were mounted fucking vertically. Screams. Anyway, so we saw the shops, and I'm pretty sure I know what the next pick is. I guess I could look. Look, there's Montezuma. Maybe we'll get to it today. We left the shop, and I knew where one of the coal mines they serviced was via some internet sleuthing. And so we drove to the coal mine. And as we're getting close to the coal mine, you smell the smell. It's the smell. Like, it's a coal fire, you know? And,
that smelly smell?
That smelly smell. It smells smelly. Kriegslocks! Yeah. So we pulled up, and there were 2 of them there at this mine. This one was under steam next to the water column, and the other one was, looked like it was down. And so we go and we talk to the mine officials there, the guy at the gate. And we're like, hey, could Mom explain in Bosnian, like, hey, he's got a YouTube channel, whatever. We just want to go look at the trains. Is that okay? Whatever. And he talked her ear off for, like, you know, probably 15 minutes. Like, no, like, sorry. And we tried asking about, like, hey, what about if I give it a little cash? No. We met the Bosnian that could not be bribed, which felt antithetical to most of Bosnia. But anyway. So it was like, okay, well, now we know. We've seen the workshop, got a great tour. We know that they're under steam today. Maybe we'll see it running later if we camp out or something. Maybe something like that will happen, you know. That could be pretty exciting. And so we went and got lunch, and then we came to the other mine, because I chatted with Lori, and Lori had been here before, and we actually talked about me and Lori maybe meeting up for Bosnia. And it didn't happen. And I think he's a little chuffed that it didn't happen because he missed out big time. But it probably wouldn't have worked out if he did come because the timing was just impeccable. But anyway, so we go to lunch. We come back from lunch and we go to the other mine because Lori had told me that there's an S100 that runs out of the other mine sometimes. And it was like, well, shit, it would be cool to see the S100 if it still runs. Because they had a bunch of them that were dead at the shop, but... it's like, okay, well, maybe we could go look and see, you know, what they have. So, we go to the other mine, and there's a second Kriegslok, second decapod under steam right there. Oh, chuffed is pleased? Oh, okay. Well, the opposite of chuffed, then. Anyway, British slang. That's what I get for using it.
Chapped, to use American slang.
That works. Yeah, that one. Hi, Brett. He's here. We're not talking about Montezuma, if you couldn't tell.
Yeah, I can see that. It's become larger and more gray.
Much larger, much more gray, much more industrial. And so we get to this. Do we want to watch? Do we want to watch any video? Should we spoil the people with the video, or should they wait?
You damn well better.
You sure? You sure?
Lucky fuck.
I think it would be really funny if we didn't watch the video, but the rest of us did like descriptive audio of it.
That would be funny. You know, part of me is seeing that YouTube has added a feature to start a super chat goal, and that just feels really antithetical to who I am, but this would be the perfect time to use it, but I'm not going to do it. We'll just watch the video. They literally added a feature for super chat goals, so I can describe what I'll do after you super chat a certain amount, which I don't know. I don't like. That's not why I do this shit.
You're not a sellout. What a shame.
I know.
They're trying to make you like a cam girl.
Yeah, pretty much. Oh. I will show my boobs if we wait a minute. Anyway. So we got basically. I don't know when this video starts. I'll just start this video and we'll kind of see what happens here. And it starts with no audio. My sister was in the car. She said she didn't want to get arrested by the Bosnians. And she didn't want to go to prison. So she went into the car, and my mom and I decided that we were going to go trespass and wander in and just see if we could talk to somebody. And so we did. And that's where this video starts. And my audio was not rolling for the start, so it's going to be silent for a brief second here. Let's see. Turn off the music. Yeah. So we're just wandering in the yard. They're loading a coal train right there. There's the engine right there. And we're just going to wander in like we own the place. Because Because we're like, I don't know. We watched a homeless guy wander through, so we're like, I don't know, maybe we can just go do it.
Look, Mark, being confident is 90% of getting in anywhere.
Yep.
The other is a high-vis and clipboard.
Yes.
Not there, probably.
Not here.
Or
though.
a white Ford Ranger with a beacon on it.
There you go.
Somebody said it looks like the steel mill in Diro Valley. Bosnian Railway. Everything about the Bosnian Railways made me think of Diro Valley so much. I understand why the game is the way it is now. Seeing an electrified Bosnian Railway with the circular weird fucking tunnels with the brick like they have in the game, and the spindly ass zigzag tracks that they have in the game, that's what railroading in Bosnia looks like. Obviously, DV, I think the devs are Serbian, but it's similar part of the world, so it wasn't surprising. But yeah, this was the fun. So we'll see how much of this I watch, how much we watch, how much I save for later. So we casually walk up, and then this is my mom. Say hi to Heist Mom, everybody.
Hi.
And then here's the guard.
Hi, Heist Mom.
No, you cannot film.
It's forbidden. You know what else is forbidden, pal? Foot on the rail, but here you are.
I was gonna say, his stance right now is like, who the fuck are these people?
Walking in the gauge, foot on the rail.
Okay, we'll go backwards.
Okay, sounds good.
And then he asked more questions about my YouTube channel afterwards, and I thought, oh, maybe we're getting a second shot at it, because that's what the first guy did. The first guy was like, no, you can't, and then he kind of had a quick change of heart and was like, oh, but hang on, come see the shop. So I was like, oh, maybe we'll get to see. And I'm sitting like, it's right there. This is the closest I've been to one of these. Okay, we'll go away. Fine. You hear the whistle, anyone?
At least the GoPro is.
Yeah, because it's Sobranian forbidden.
Of course.
Why are they all following fucking rules? Since when?
Good question.
Yeah. The last time my mom was in Bosnia, rule following was not the standard. So.
I would still be kept in that hospital in Mostar.
I was gonna say, only a mild Bosnian trespassing was had.
And I hear something.
But it's doing train stuff.
I heard the cylinder cocks, and he had told us to leave, and they were still watching us, and I was like, but this is my shot at getting to film it run. I didn't know where they were going or what they were doing, and I was like, but they told us to leave and told me I couldn't film, so I don't want to get arrested by the fucking Bosnians, so we'll just keep walking. God damn it. So close, you know?
It might.
Wait, what'd you
Lord
say
knows
about
the mine office is going to get back to us on Monday.
Something about the people in the office.
Or never.
That tried to get to us. To get the piece of paper to officially come do it. They never got back to us.
I hope they're coming this way. That would just be convenient.
God, even the lights in the middle of the yard is DVS.
It is.
This engine's doing stuff, though. Blah, 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 blah.
Marianne in the car trying to talk to me. Because we parked, there's a little soccer or football for that part of the world, stadium field right there. And there's a road that runs right up to it, so we just wandered right over.
Oh, it's totally coming this way.
And we see the engine's coming this way.
Cross over and we'll be on a public right-of-way and we'll film the Kriegslok. I don't know. We're seeing Bosnian trains.
I was just excited to see it. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to film from right here. The train's coming towards us. I'm in the shade. And I realized at this point in my head, going through my head is, okay, well, maybe I'll crouch down so I'm less visible, but then the plants in my shot are shit. And the officials had just told us to go away. So it's like, okay, I'm getting told to leave. Okay, I should just, yeah. I should be invisible, right? Like, I don't want to get yelled at. I don't want to get arrested by the Bosnians, And so my mom goes to the car, and I end up moving because I'm like, as much fun as it would be to film from right here, it's like, well, I don't want to get yelled at. Like, I don't want to be causing these people trouble, right? I'm just trying to see the trains. Like, I'm not trying to get in trouble or cause trouble either. I'm, just trying to visit and see. So I filmed a little bit, and then I was like, oh shit, I should make sure I'm on a public right away, totally out of the way of everything else. Let me just come over here. And so then I did. Here comes the choo-choo, and the engineer points at me, and they're like, get your ass in the cab! What are you doing? Come on! And I was like, oh, shit! Oh, what have we done? They slowed down to a crawl for me. And little hand gesture for climb up. My mom translated that for me afterwards, and it basically was like, welcome, where have you been all your life? You're here now, in the machine. Go over there.
In the machine!
The machine! And he says, film everything.
Oh, wow. That's a good fire in there. Wow.
Engineers on the cell phone.
Love it.
I do, that's my engine. Colorado, USA.
Colorado?
Yeah. Yeah, it's me. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Colorado?
Yeah.
My ears.
Pretty much. And he tells him what I told them. And I'm just like, I'm gonna film this, and I got the other camera, of course, too. This is just the GoPro. You get this gesture, and you do not say no, ladies and gentlemen!
No.
See.
Ever run a screw reverse before?
Only in 15-inch gauge.
Well, that kind of counts.
Yeah. And I was like, where are we going? What are we doing? Where am I what am I doing with this train right now?
All them years in Derail Valley.
And he said this whole thing to me, and I was just like, okay, I can. Moje, I can do. Not knowing what the fuck he just said. And I'm like, well, we gotta get video of this shit. Yeah. So,
They said they were gonna throw you off, and you're driving a train?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, that was... I'll save the rest of it for the video.
Yes.
Because...
I was gonna say, I think you need to show the other perspective of this moment, because that was really fucking funny.
Oh, when he was filming me?
No. The other perspective.
Oh.
Marion and your mom struggle busting with the clutch.
That was, oh god, I have to see if I can find that. I don't remember where that was probably in WhatsApp that she sent that to me. Yeah, it was so funny. Because that whole time, right? So I got on the engine, and shortly right after that in the clip, I like hop on my phone, because that I didn't know what was going on. Obviously, with what the train was doing, and I didn't understand the radio. So like, I don't know if we're running down the main, where we're going, what we're doing. I understand nothing. And so I texted, like, I pull up my phone after the engineer takes back over to change directions because we were switching in and out the yard, I guess. I text my mom and I'm like, I'm on the train because I don't know if they saw. And my sister caught it. She was sitting and she saw in the rearview mirror that I climbed on the engine, and my mom was sitting in the car, and my sister just goes, he's on the Kriegslok. My mom was like, what? And I wish they had that filmed because it would have been perfect and hilarious for the whole thing. But goodness, I don't know where that clip is. Maybe she posted it in one of the groups. But as we're coming back, my sister drove, and that was the one time she drove the car, and she gave me shit for complaining about the clutch, and then she drove it and was like, "Oh my god, that's the worst clutch I've ever driven," and I was like, "Yeah," which was pretty funny. But yeah, just running that thing, it was so funny. I know I posted that, but I don't know how my mom sent it to me. Can you?
You know the chat's on stream right now, right?
Oh, is it? That's fine.
Not YouTube stream, but
on your stream,
okay.
Right? I was like, hang on, I changed profiles. Oh yeah, I'm still streaming to Discord. I was trying to find it, but yeah, my mom got a quick video of me running it from the outside, and it was brilliant camera work by her. But either way.
Oh, wait,
yeah.
Hold on.
Mark, I got it.
You got it? Yeah, if you can ping it.
Yeah, because you sent it to like half of us.
I know, I sent it to everybody, but that was like 2 weeks ago, and I don't remember where I got it from, but anyway. Yeah. Here it is. We're shoving a cut of empties onto the cars that are being loaded.
There he is. Oh my god.
Mom and sister being like, what? And there I am. That's now my profile picture on Facebook.
That is the shit-eating grin.
It's just like, I'm getting to run a German-built 210 right now in Bosnia in revenue service. And since we did the Railroader stream, or the video, and I asked, and I put the question out there to you guys, like, is there other revenue steam? It sounds like there is. So it's not the true last, but from what it does sound like, it sounds like it's the last anything big. Everything else is really small, not big locomotives, not big ops, not big tonnage or anything. So shrug. I don't know how I'm gonna brand the video, but what a treat. I mean, I was in the cab for like 12 minutes tops, like barely there. We went out and back. I ran for barely anything, just enough to kind of get the feel of the throttle. And it was just a treat. The guys there were so kind. They were so friendly. Just like saw a dude with the camera, like, yo, come on, come see this. They made my day. I gave them cash. Like, dudes, thank you. Because that made my that's a one for the ages. That's one for life. Like, running that in that experience, being, yes, it was not even 5 minutes probably of throttle time. And was it over the main? No, it was just switching, but that was revenue steam. That was revenue service on a 210, a big, like, more powerful than anything I've ever run. It's much more powerful than 491, despite having a much smaller firebox. Bullshit. But it was absurdly cool.
Like, you're saying last anything big. It's not necessarily large gauge, it's meter gauge, but
no, it's standard gauge.
Okay. This is standard gauge, yes, but last I heard there are 210-2s also still doing coal drags in Brazil.
Fuck yeah.
But I don't know when the last time they ran revenue was. It was within the past decade.
Well, this was 2.5 weeks ago.
Yes.
Or 2 weeks ago, if that. So
I will go find out at some point.
Anyway, that was it was the treat of all time. And
yeah, this is like dad lore or uncle lore for like ever.
It was pretty cool, and it was just timing. We were just there, like, Had we been there earlier and got told to go away, we would have just gone away. As we walked out, they started moving the engine. Had we taken longer at lunch, we would have missed it. Like, the timing was just perfect. My mom said that my great uncle Azim, her uncle, and then my granddad Bob, which, by the way, it's 20 years since he passed today, which is ridiculous to think about. Mom said that they must have been looking out for us because Azim was Bosnian, and then of course the Bob loved the choo-choos. So she just said that all of the deceased relatives were pulling the strings up in heaven, and you know, I love the thoughts of that because the timing was just kind of ethereally perfect. So.
Has anybody told you that you're a lucky fuck?
Several people, actually.
What was Laurie's response to this?
I sent him the picture of me at the throttle of the Kriegslok from the screenshot from my mom's video, and he just said, "Oh, swine."
That is the most British fucking thing I've ever heard. Love you, Laurie, but that is the most British thing I've ever heard.
It was pretty funny. It was, yeah, that was one for the. I mean, obviously, like, we were talking about what was the best part of the trip at the end of the trip, and I'm sitting over there being like, how do I just not immediately blurt out that it was obviously getting to run a fucking German-built 210 in Bosnia in revenue service, you know, even for just 5 minutes or whatever. And both my mom and sister are like, we know what yours was. I was like, well, the rest of the trip was great too, but I mean, come on. One of my friends and fellow Century Steam developer, Ben, did some research and found out that this engine, the one that I ran, was built in 1944 by the Germans during the war, and it only served for the Germans for like a month or two before it got captured by the Allies, and as a part of war reparations got given to Bosnia, and it has run in Bosnia ever since. So since 1944, for 80 years... that engine's been running there. Just amazing. And the thing that kicks my butt the most about it, that makes me the most excited about it, was a fellow volunteer at the Colorado Railroad Museum, Miles, saw it and sent me a message, and he was like, hey, you've gotten to be a part of the history now. And I was just like, oh, I didn't even think of it. It was the cutest little piece. I'm not like somebody who's been there, done that, and did it for days and ran on the main and all that shit, but I did have a cute little, I get to say that, yeah, I was a part of the history that I love so much that I try to preserve here, just over there. And it was touristy as hell, but I mean, it was a treat. That was one for the ages. So anyway, I've been ignoring chat for a long time, and I'll probably lose some, but hopefully I can get them. So William Grantham, engineer, 25 months. Would you look at that? You're yellow again. It looks like you had a wonderful time. No kidding. Yes. Good to see you, mate. 84mer, what are the big rods sticking out of the pistons? Those are the piston rods. A lot of European engines have piston rods that go through both heads. And so that way the piston can be supported on both sides. And you get more even wear of the bore when they do that, which is cool. But at the same time, it makes it a lot more maintenance intensive to pull the head. So I can see the argument either way. The force is more even that way too, but you technically lose a little tractive effort because you get slightly smaller piston area. Not that it really makes it sneeze a difference, but a lot of European engines do that, and American engines don't really do that ever. But yeah. Average Pokemon fan, Breakmoon 13 months. How is Trip? How am I? Trip, as you can see, it's pretty great. That's what we've been talking about. That's probably all we're going to talk about because we got the Century Steam meeting in an hour and a half, and I haven't been to one in checks notes.
A month?
A month, yeah. And I opened SolidWorks, assuming we might, but it's probably not going to happen. So anyway, we'll get back to Montezuma next week, I guess, or maybe tomorrow. No, I'm at the museum tomorrow. It's probably next week. And then I'm doing well. I'm a smidge tired still because I'm adjusting back to the sleep schedule, but it's been fun. Rayman 1225. Holy crap! Even the weeds poking through the ballast between the ties. It really does look like Deerell Valley. It's so cool. I wish I had a picture. When we were driving the Mostar in Bosnia, there was just this one section that just looked like a picture out of Deerell Valley. and it was mind blowing to me. I mean, they really did a good job of capturing railroading and the railway over there. So
what gauge is this, by the way? Standard?
Yeah, standard gauge.
Okay.
Yeah. Roman 1225. Oh god, chat just jumped. Hopefully I didn't lose anything. Roman 1225. Also, enjoy money just cuz. Appreciate you since you got paid today. Question: have I heard about the new railroad update? I hear it's toasty. I have heard about it. I played a little bit actually in Zagreb at the airport waiting for my plane.
My god, did you?
I did, literally, because it was like I'm sitting there at the airport and I had 3 hours to kill, so I switched out a bunch of cars that we didn't finish switching on the ES&DT, although I did not finish Northwesterner's fucking mess at the at Whittier. So I got the rest of it done though, but that was all I had time for before the flight. I read the notes. It seems like good stuff. I'm curious to see how the hotboxes play out. We'll probably record for Railroader again probably tomorrow night or Wednesday. So, you know, you guys be on standby, those of you who want to play. And then, yeah, we'll learn some more with a little more time with that. I'm curious because rolling stock maintenance and maintenance of lots of stuff is always like really hard to make not feel awful in a video game setting. So anyway, we'll see how it goes. Taylor Stout, engineered 10 months. So glad you're back. Hope you had fun. You gotta go. Your internet sucks, and it's like watching a picture show. You're awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate your top chat there. Thank you. Brian Simpson, welcome back to the U.S. Thank you. It was so cool to be over there, but it was so nice. It's so nice to be back too. Being able to understand the languages always. Yeah, God, the amount of language I didn't even know how to read over there. It's challenging. It's a lot of extra energy, and then driving in those countries, the amount of German tourists in BMWs that wanted to run you off the road for going 20 kilometers over the speed limit only.
Okay, cool. Glad to know Beamer drivers are universally just like
Beamer
shitty.
and Audi drivers are the consistent douchebags across the planet, apparently. So,
shocker.
Have you ever seen a Beamer driver put on the wrong turn signal?
Yes.
They use turn signals?
I was going to say,
extraordinarily
they know
rare.
them?
It's the Audis that do that.
The few that use the turn signals usually use the opposite one.
Stupid. Virtual Royal Fan, you have lived the dream of Deer Valley IRL a little bit. And that was the scary thing about the next part was, and Mom translated a little bit, the guy that was riding the shove was expecting me to run faster. And we're going through switches shoving in, and I can't see the end of the shove, and I'm running 2-axle wagons on track I don't know, and I'm like, I'm not gonna shove this shit fast. Like, like, I didn't know that at the time that he was asking for me to go faster, of course, because I didn't understand the language, but, like, I was nervous as hell. I didn't want to put, like, imagine being invited up in and then putting something in the dirt and being like, So I was, like, trying to be casual about it, but it's funny. But when I did get the engine to work a little bit, that thing was dead tits square. Perfect. I had it, when he gave it to me, it was in the corner and forwards, and I hooked it back up. Still square. I mean, just bang on perfect. And the engine that was in the shop, for its annual, I shook its radius rod, and it's light years ahead of some fat, wide butt, narrow gauge, broken butt choo-choo that we know real well. So...
But the butt won't be broken for long.
But to be fair, she hasn't seen valve gear maintenance since the gear, not the valves themselves, but the gear, the rods haven't been, and the brasses and the pins and bushings in them haven't been touched since the Grand. But anyway, it's a little funny to be like,
it's only been 60 odd years.
It's like, damn, the Bosnians have been taking better care of their choo-choos than ours. But anyway, ours doesn't work for the money every day though. So they had I think I saw 5 engines, because the one that we had that I ran, and then there were 2 the other mine, then 2, there were 5 engines they had carted in at the time. So, and 2 of them running every day by the sound of it. So they put the money in, man. It was cool. Redmond 1225, one more thing in response to the quoted line, they put me in charge. The engineer had to check the light. God damn it. Andrew Frame reminds me of a time a kid you got on the Silverwood train as a kid. My mom looks up to see me in the fireman's seat, and all she did was, "Of course you did." Yeah, pretty much. That was the that was the exact thing when my sister. Oh yeah, he's up in the Kriegsloak. What? There it was. Gregory Tame, that cab looks familiar, doesn't it? Yes, it did. It looked very familiar. Almost as you were not here earlier. Almost as familiar as the 1861 cabless cab that looked like something straight out of your video game, sir. That we talked about earlier. So, trains and more random stuff. Think fast, chuckle nuts, throws flashbang. Good to see you, John Doe. 1 year counting debts. Why do I do this to myself? I don't know. But we appreciate it. It's funny. Muscle Cat, you funny Birdman, get in the cab. You know, they didn't recognize me from YouTube. They didn't know who I was. None of the people in Bosnia did. No, I didn't get recognized at all on the trip, except for in Zagreb by 2 American guys that watched the channel that were a part of the festival. None of the Bosnians knew about it. Nobody else. Yeah, so. That's crazy. Trains and more random things from Jank Insurance Company. If SolidWorks acts up, we'll remove SolidWorks life insurance. Insert evil laugh. Thank you. Jacob Pfeiffer, that whistle from the cab was long enough. It could be the new long whistle to bleep videos. For real, he just laid on it and it hurt. It was painful.
Okay, please don't. Yeah, no, please.
That.
Ow.
Pretty sure it was that, right? Yeah.
Am I deaf now?
You might
Man, I was able to say so many swear words when he did that.
Nico's test, might as well throw in your 9-month member top chat. Here's to even greater shenanigans from MT. Yep, you rebooted, say that you get to cheat. Thank you. It does help if just MTK. Yeah.
See, the fun thing is, you go back to the museum, our rangers are going to be pissed that you cheated on them.
They might be. We'll find out.
It's going to be fun to find out.
Yeah, hopefully not. I missed my choo-choos. I hope they know that. But anyway. Jordan Freeman, that railroad was the European Buffalo Creek and Gully, pretty much. Anyway, last things from the trip. Obviously, choo-choos Bosnia. And then, in case you thought that I just play up me being stupid for YouTube, I'm not going to use the audio from this, and this was just me in the moment, filming the power plant that the engines serve.
B-roll. B-roll. Look at all that smokestack. Look at all that steam. Look at it. Trains. B-roll.
Oh, and so then we went...
Chernobyl at home.
It felt like Chernobyl. That's what Mom and Marion said too, but it's a steam plant. But yeah, they're cooling towers for the steam. Yeah.
Hey, nuclear is steam.
I was gonna say Chernobyl is a steam plant.
He meant coal.
Yes, but there's coal that's being burnt. It's old country and it's a steam plant. But anyway, we went from there. We went to Sarajevo, and Sarajevo was kind of sad. It was under siege for 4 years during the Yugoslavian civil war in the 90s. And most of the buildings were just full of bullet holes. Yeah. And then we went, and in Sarajevo, there's
the car.
There's a little car here. And next to the car, there's some footprints, and then there's a little saying, and I'll just let you guys read that.
Is that the car that I think it is?
It's the car you think it is.
Is it the actual car?
I don't know.
I don't know. I'm not sure. Is it Goose?
Let me double check.
It's not the actual wheels.
I know it still exists for sure. I just don't know if it's the same one.
Yeah, for those who didn't know, World War I was started from this spot. And it's marked, and they know it's that spot. And it was... I didn't know it was in Sarajevo. I knew that it was in Central Europe somewhere, you know?
You didn't know it was in Sarajevo?
I didn't know it was in Sarajevo. I didn't remember that. Mom was like, "Hey, we gotta go see this." And I was like, oh shit. So, yeah.
Yeah, everyone knew that a war was coming, and everyone knew that it was going to kick off in the Balkans.
I was going to say, what was
the
quote
what the event was? The quote from Bismarck. Some damn fool thing in the Balkans.
Yeah.
The next war will start from some damn fool thing in the Balkans. I think that's the quote.
That's not at all relevant anymore, and we're going to skip over that to burger.jpg.
So
Burger with
looking at it,
Coca-Cola.
and apparently the actual car is in the Imperial War Museum in Vienna.
Burger.jpg.
I was going to say, there's no way the actual car would not just be out in the open.
Right.
Hamburger?
Burger.jpg. This was printed on a sign, and the pixels were that big. The pixels
The
could have
JPEG
been
isn't from the picture you took.
no. This is here's the Coca-Cola logo and the dirt on the bar, and here's the burger where the pixels were probably 30 seconds of an inch.
It is good from far, but far from good.
Yeah, pretty much. It was.
Yeah, do not look at seed.
Southern Pacific AC9 steam hauling coal for a power plant is like the complete reverse of the Black Mesa and Lake Powell. Yeah, pretty much. Maddie, howdy Mark, glad your trip was good. By the way, got to chase 4014 over Dinner Pass. I assume you mean Donner Pass. Very off topic, but it's cool
they
seeing
had
it work.
dinner there.
Well, maybe so. But I did have a burger on stream, so. Maddie, I saw you and Slade's posts on Instagram and Facebook. That looks like you guys had a great trip chasing that and seeing all those things. I'm very happy for you guys. That choo-choo is so freaking cool to see. So, and yeah, I definitely, you posted something about it being like, oh my god, it's way big in person and way bigger than the narrow gauge crap that I'm used to. Yeah, it's a different type of thing. It's
fucking huge. I still remember when I went to see it, and I was like, Jesus, I was expecting it to be big, but goddamn.
Phrasing.
Big choo-choo.
And
then the other sad kind of tragic thing about Sarajevo is that they've got bricks in the streets replaced in some places, and then they just memorialize it with a nice blood splatter to tell you that, oh yeah, somebody died via mortar dropping here. And they just have them all over the city. Like, just reminder this happened 20-something years ago. It's like, yeah. From Sarajevo, we went to Jablanica, where the Neretva River runs, to see a very neat thing that's going to be a story for the YouTube as well. They had a cute little narrow gauge engine that was also cursed, like the rest of these fucking Slavic engines have been. And not the original blown up bridge here, but one of many.
No, that looks too untwisted to be the actual bridge.
Yes, well, part of it is asterisk the actual bridge, so
what, like the piers or something?
No, so this is going to be a story for the YouTube, and I'm probably going to brand it as how many times did this bridge get blown up? Or destroyed several times. So there was a narrow gauge bridge here for the railway, and the Bosnians destroyed it during World War II to trick the Germans into thinking they were surrounded. Then they built a bridge over the ruins of the bridge to escape with like 4,000 wounded and folks like that were sick from the hospital. They snuck across the ruined bridge, and then the bridge eventually went all the way out. The Germans rebuilt the bridge later. They lost the battle ultimately, but they ended up having to rebuild the bridge, reparations or whatever. And then in 1968, they made a movie about the battle where they destroyed more military vehicles than apparently any other film or something. Apparently it's ridiculous. It's called The Battle for the Neretva. And it was done in Yugoslavia, like it was done by Yugoslavians for Yugoslavia. And they were happy to say that the Americans never would have done it because they never would have dropped that many military vehicles in the river. And it was like, well, probably not, but, things to be proud of, Yugoslavia, I guess. But they built, they destroyed the second bridge for the movie. They blew it up again. And this span is from the movie bridge that was in service afterwards, right? Like, that was narrow gauge service for a while. And then the bottom part got wiped out by a big flood, and so they rebuilt it in the 90s. And that's why it looks so perfect and not just like it was blown up. But this is apparently a part of the second destroyed bridge, and that's technically the second and a half or third time that it was destroyed. So,
right.
Yeah.
All I can think of is the scene from Holy Grail where it was like, well, that one sank into the swamp. So we built another one on top of that. That one burned, fell over, then sank into the swamp. Then we built a third one, and that castle stood.
Pretty much, yeah. Behind this whole bridge situation, there's a bigger electrified railroad bridge that I tried to capture that I don't know if I included in the slideshow or not, but anyway. Pyro Train, thank you, late to the stream, but welcome back. Thank you. Nick T, thanks for the $2. 84 more than 20 years. 20 years ago is 2003. It's 2004. I said 20-ish years ago. So yeah, 20-ish includes 1995. Screams.
Yeah.
Anyway. Yes, and then in the museum at Jablanica, I did not get my picture with Comrade Tito.
What?
But you could have gotten your picture with
Comrade Tito.
I didn't.
You were right there.
You could have shaken his hand.
I could have. It was
You gotta go
funny.
back.
I gotta go back to get my picture with Comrade Tito. Then we went to Mostar. Mostar was the prettiest city we went to in Bosnia. Tuzla had trains. Sarajevo had history. Mostar was
That's just gorgeous.
Very pretty. This is the old bridge that's been rebuilt. During the Civil War, it was bombed and destroyed, so they had to rebuild it. Because, yay. But the bridge was just a slip and slide. All of the stones were so freaking smooth. It was ridiculous. My mom has a video. Somebody jumped off it. You see these guys who are in swim trunks. They try to bribe people to make them jump off. And it's 60 meters, I think. Is it 60 meters?
Oh.
It's a long drop down. Like, it's a big bridge.
Ouch.
It might be 60 meters. I don't remember. Probably not 60. No, it was 28 meters. It was, yeah, it was more than 60 feet, yeah.
Does not look like
yeah,
60
it was it was close to 100 feet. It was, I think, 28 meters clearance for boats is the statistic that was given of the bridge, I think. But anyway, still, they dive off of it into the river.
Water.
It's not crazy deep. I think they said it's 6 or 7 meters, so people have died jumping off the bridge. But plenty of people do. So you can pay 20 euros to learn to jump off the bridge and jump off the bridge, apparently.
To learn how.
Yeah. So, but we had dinner there at a restaurant right next to it, getting to watch it, and one of the guys jumped off the bridge right behind us, and I didn't video it. My mom got a video of it, but it was cool. And then at our toilet we had a square hotel. At our hotel we had a square toilet. It was very confusing.
It's the Minecraft
How do all these
toilet.
squares make a circle?
That's where all the designers from 80s GM went to, apparently.
Pretty much. And we went from there in Mostar to Blagaj, which was very pretty. It's this monastery nestled into this cave on the water, and the water was ridiculously pretty. And the rocks, I mean, the whole thing, super cool to see some of these sites out there. And then we went back to Croatia, and we went to Split.
No.
I remember getting the messages about this.
No.
I was trying to park the car, and I couldn't find where to park, so I pulled up Google Maps, and Google Maps mentioned Froggy Land. And I didn't know what it was, but I knew that if I said the name Froggy Land, it would intrigue my sister. And so I did, and she was.
And it worked.
And it worked, and we went in, and you can't take pictures in there. But a freaking, look up Froggyland on the internet, there's pictures. A Hungarian guy who died in like 1940 something taxidermied more like 507 frogs in weird, intricate, ridiculous, like normal human poses and human situations. And it was just the most confusing art situation I've ever seen.
Don't you see the tagline? 507 frog people, 100 years old.
Yeah. I'm trying to load the website for you, but yeah. Yeah, that's all you need to see is the frogs doing some carpentry right now. Oh, and then the frogs on the it was all this, and those are real frogs. Those are frogs that died, that then got taxidermied by a Hungarian guy. It was the fucking most bizarre place I've ever been to. But it was
not only did they get taxidermied, but I decided to dig a little bit in the website because this intrigued the autistic brain. There are no incisions on the frogs. Everything
done
was
through the
taken
mouth.
out
Yeah.
and put in through the mouth.
Yeah.
Which is incredibly difficult on frogs, let alone other.
My sister had talked about that because you couldn't see the incisions or anything. She noted that and she told me
They
that.
have a mobile unit.
They do.
They can take this on the road.
They do.
They do.
It's art. This place was a time. It was the single strangest museum I've ever been to. Yeah. Andrew Frame, did I fit the round brownie in the square hole? Well, usually mine are more aqueous, if I'm honest, from the cheese situation. But yes, I did poop in that toilet.
Jake, remember when we were talking about oxygen not included in making, the group in the game? Yeah.
Oh, is there somebody who has poops? It's me. I'm that somebody. Jordan Freeman, Tito's Blue Train can be rented out for private events. Oh my god. Muscle Cat, yeah, it's art. And then 94 Chevy, place to go when Froggy A. Yes. 94 Chevy, I feel like you would probably appreciate this the most out of anybody. I need to look up the lore on it again. But we've been talking about
Spin would be the person to be Froggy.
No, not about Froggies. This is about the Yugoslavian Civil War. I should pull up a source on this.
Where's my Froggy?
Let's see if I can find it. Okay, it wasn't. Okay, I thought it was a Trans Am, but no, it was a Camaro. So, this is. Oh my God, there's pictures of it. It's from the 70s, but 94 Chevy, you made me think of it. In the Yugoslavian Civil War, there is a folk hero that is the guy that kept the villages and the armies for Croatia, Bosnia, etc. in supply, who drove a fucking armored 70s Camaro with run flats across the war.
That.
Oh my god.
I didn't realize it was that war. I've heard of this story.
Yeah. With the fucking blower on it. Yeah. The war Camaro. Yeah. Yeah. 79 Camaro. So, okay. He just ripped across Bosnia in this thing, supplying the people. Yeah. That's some citation needed crap. But I always think of this guy. What a good dude. Gonna run some American muscle a la Mad Max for real. In a modern Civil War. It's got nitrous too. Oh, you're aware of him. Oh, I'm so glad. Oh, that's great. I'm glad. Anyway, moving on from Froggyland, I had to get this picture, and I was so sad when I posted this picture with the caption that nobody laughed.
I laughed at it.
I'm glad you did, because I posted this and I said, "Look, a Dalmatian in Dalmatia spotted." Oh shit!
Spotted.
I saw. I said spotted just by like, oh, I spotted it, like it was Rainbow Six Siege. No, but it was spotted because it's Dalmatian. But yeah, if you're not familiar, the region my family's from in Croatia is Dalmatia, and that's where the Dalmatians come from. And so we're in Šibenik after Split, and there was a Dalmatian running around. I was like, oh my god, you're home.
I might have been the only one to get that joke, but I was also a vet tech, so...
Yeah, Dalmatian in Dalmatia. Yeah, I thought it was funny. And now, this is like the end of the trip. This is Lukaran. This is Big Lukaran, Veli Lukaran, which is not where my grandma's from. My grandma's from Mali Lukaran, which is smaller, but we stayed in Veli, which is a semblance of a town. And it's just stupid pretty. Zadar is over there on the coast. and we're on the island here, and this is where I spent the rest of my basically all last week, swimming, flopping around in the More, the sea, the Adriatic here on the beach. Ridiculously pretty clear water, snorkeling, seeing what you could see, and with the room for Scott. It's not rum, it's room. A Domaci made Dalmatian room. I really hope we can find this in the States. This shit was fucking
earlier.
good. I doubt it. I doubt you can get it because you can't get shit from Croatia.
Oh yeah,
over
because
here.
this is room, not rum.
Exactly.
I found websites, but they're foreign websites, so I
Yeah.
found they ship to the States.
Yeah, they
Well,
used
you
to.
can always try.
They used to import Karlovačko before COVID, but they haven't since COVID. So, yeah, we'll see.
You gotta go back.
And then at the hypermarket, there's a giant supermarket on the island now, which now has the hypermarket. It has a traffic light. They have a traffic light and a giant supermarket on the island. And my mom was losing her shit. But this is at the hypermarket where they sell chicken. Chicken. Yeah, chicken. Natalbean 37, conductor for a month. Thanks for my rocks. You're welcome. Yes, that beach is also where I found many rocks for a certain Natalie. Hi.
Oh, so she gets rocks, but I don't get room?
No, you didn't get any room.
No.
She got rocks. I got some things. I got some stuff. I have a thing for Dusty and a thing for Brett and a thing for Leighton. So, spoilers.
Uh-oh.
And yours is not booze, Brett.
It's not room?
It's
Damn
not
it.
room. There was no room. But you'll
room.
probably like what I got
No
you better
room.
anyways, so yeah.
Ooh.
Jackson Wages, oh hey, hi stream, welcome back. And then Corey Bonsall, any Slivovic? Yeah, actually I got Leighton and I got Dusty Slivovic, because that's the thing. Slivovica plum brandy. It is a very specific Balkan region thing, and it's not great.
Plum
but
brandy.
you know, it's the traditional thing, the most common thing, so that's what I got. But here, this is the Sveti Mihovil, which is St. Michael, the fortress that's ancient on top of Ugljan. And it was cool to see because they had moved, the cell tower used to be right where I'm standing because it was the highest point on the island, shocker, and they moved it out of the important historical place in the 6 years since I've been, which was funny. But I got a recreation of a picture I have that's framed in my kitchen with the sunset in the castle walls. And then
yeah.
This is fun. Some people saw this on Snapchat.
Yes.
This is a 3-on-3 soccer football league that they have just on the islands, and it's just teams from the islands. And the whole week we were there, every night there was a huge couple games, and everyone came to watch these. They set up bars and had all this stuff going on. Marion and I had rum and cokes poured by a 14-year-old. He was no older than 14. And they trained him to count to 2, but it was 1, 2. And one of my favorite moments was ordering another rum and coke later, and then the guy going to go make it, and then the other guy comes up and like falls into the bar and goes, "What do you want to drink?" And I was like, "Oh, he's already got us over there." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And he slaps a pile of cups over with his hand, and he goes, "Opa!" and fell back into his chair. And I'm just like, God, the guys on the island tending bar that are all younger than 20 are hammered. But it was big party week. Big party week with island soccer. Otak means island, so yeah, that was funny.
I think I responded to this saying, "Soccer on the street means street rules, right? Sweep the knee."
Yes, you did. Jackson Wages, hi stream, welcome back. Thank you. Logan Jones, just catching up the stream. Beautiful to see that railroad is truly no border, no language. We all share that special appreciation for reals. Yeah. Here is Mali Lukaran, where I'm standing. Across from the bay is Sutomishchica, which is quite large, big village. Mali Lukuran has probably like 10 houses, maybe. So not near that big, but we went swimming here the one day. And then this is Veli Lukuran again, looking at the fun little place to swim in the harbor. And then this is the kitten we rescued. This poor little buddy who was stuck on that balcony. He somehow got up there and wanted to way down, and we brought him down and fed him, and then he loved us forever. And thankfully, he was owned by somebody that we eventually got him back to. And here's
Marion would have brought him home.
Otherwise, Marion would have brought him home for reals. And then restaurant Dober Tech, which means good appetite, like good meal, which good translates to good ape tit. It's fine. But they had cevapcicis that slayed. This bread was just drenched in oil and fried, and the cevaps were so good. Oh.
I need that.
Yeah, cevaps. I'm gonna have to make some cevaps again. I want to make next K37 kitchen. I want to make some cevaps on the scoop. No one's gonna know what the fuck a cevapcici is on YouTube, but I don't care.
It looks like breakfast sausage wrapped in fried focaccia, and I'm down.
It looks like breakfast sausage, but it's meatball, basically. It's usually veal, lamb, and pork with other, like, binding meatball agents and some seasonings. They're so good. I've got a recipe that's pretty solid. I didn't have any quite as good as... mine are not as good as the ones I had on this trip from the recipe that I have, but it's solid enough. So, yeah. Look like madness. Welcome back to the States. I bet Peach just missed me. I bet she did. I'm theoretically hydroing her tomorrow, so hopefully she'll be nice. And we finished our trip the last day. We went to Plitvice Lakes, or Plitvička jezera, which means lakes, national park in Croatia, the first national park in Croatia. And I'd been before. In 2018, we went and we parked here, and we went via boat across the big lake, and then we went down and walked down past all these lakes with all these waterfalls, and we got to go see the Veliki Slap, which means the big waterfall. Veliki big slap waterfall. And this time we went and we did a 5-kilometer hike all the way up all these lakes, and it was gorgeous. Plitvice, it looks like you pasted like ridiculous watercolor wonderland into an AI generator. It just looks fake. The color of the water, the trees that are waterfalls, the trees with roots that are exposed everywhere, the weird dragonfly guys that had the most pretty iridescent colors and metallic colors. I sat that we saw these guys, and I tried so hard to get good pictures of them with my phone several times over, and I got a couple pretty good ones. But this whole guy is like 1.5 inches big from tail to front. So I was zoomed in quite a bit. And there were some that were green, some that were teal, some that were blue, and they were just so pretty. I was like, wow, these guys are so neat. And this one came out pretty good. The detail with the big eyes and the little hairs on his legs.
Just gorgeous.
Hashtag not sponsored, but shout out Google Pixel. This is a Pixel 7, and it does pretty well at taking really good pictures. So, but I mean, it looks like something that somebody would put fucking song lyrics over as an AI generated bullshit post, but it's a real place. It's just ridiculously pretty. And then I went to the man bathroom. And here's the end of the trip finally. Do viđenja Hrvatska pivo, which means goodbye.
No more pivo.
Goodbye, Croatia beer. I was in the Zagreb airport, and I had my favorite Karlovačko Srno, which is the black Karlovačko, which is much more like an Irish red than anything else, really. It was so tasty.
Can we get that over here?
Nope. God, I couldn't hardly find that over there.
Oh, yeah. Here's...
And then the Snapchats began of... So, I'm in the Zagreb airport, and I fly Zagreb to Munich, Germany. And our flight got delayed 30 minutes out of Zagreb. We get on the plane, And then they told us, by the way...
This was like Saturday.
This is Saturday.
Like, just this past Saturday.
Early Saturday. And then they tell us when you get on the plane... before you woke up, I'd imagine the first one, but anyway.
I think I got the beer one before I woke up. It was like... Because
this would have been...
o'clock when the... 8-9 o'clock U.S. Mountain Time when the rest of the story went down.
I was going to say, because it was 11:30 or noon when I was having my goodbye Croatia beer, which is like the earliest I've ever had a beer. Having my airport beer as a goodbye, because I hate flying, and so a little beer before is always good. And of course, like, this is the last time to get my favorite Karlovačko, so I did. Flight got delayed 30 minutes, and then we got on the plane, and then they said they're holding us another 45 minutes because they didn't have enough air traffic controllers up for Austria to get another window in. So we waited another 45 minutes. We flew. I land, and by the time we landed, and we were on the ground, like when I had reception again, it was 20 minutes between when my flight was going to take off from Munich to the US, to Denver. And they told us, oh, you're going to have to get on a bus, and you're going to have to do this. And it's like, oh, there's no way. And I tried, and I got there, and they're like, yeah, we closed the gate like 10 minutes ago, sorry. So there's no way I was going to get to go to Denver on my scheduled flight, because the first flight was late. Thanks, Lufthansa. And so I went to the help desk and talked with people, and the guy helps me right away. Short line, it was super easy, super nice.
Very un-German to be late.
It was. The guy helps me, and he goes, hey, I called over the other side of the terminal, the other gates. There's one seat left on this plane to Newark, New Jersey. Like, you need to run like the wind to get there. I was like, okay. And he takes me, and we run to where the train's gonna be. He's like, you gotta run to the train, get off the train. When you get off the train, go right, go to the gate. There's a seat for you. I'm like, okay. And he goes, you need to run like the wind. And so I sprinted across the fucking Munich airport, sprinted to the train, sprinted down stairs, got on the train, went across the train, got off the train, sprinted up 5 flights of stairs, because I didn't realize that European escalators are start-stop activated, and so I just went up the stairs because I saw it wasn't running. Oh well. Went up 5 flights of stairs at a sprint, skipping stairs, like 2 stairs every time, almost tripped the one time and was like dying. And I'm like, they're going to make fun of this fat American after this, I'm sure. And I get to the gate, I show my stuff, they let me go through additional security for the flight. And I'm like about to walk through the metal detector, and somebody comes back and goes, Mr. Huber, they're no longer taking you. And I was like, no! And so then I sent the snap of I did the airport 500 only to be told to go away. And I was like, that means no matter what happens, I'm going to be in these clothes for the next, like, however many hours. And I've just now sweated my ass off running like a mile.
Oh, come on. Munich isn't that hot.
I weigh twice as much as you do, sir. Anyway, and so, yeah, I went to another fucking service center on that side of the airport. And this one had not so much of a line when I got there, but the line, like, took forever. I mean, I waited in line as third position in line for about 50 minutes. They were so slow. They had a couple people that were probably translate difficulty, and I watched this one guy I felt so bad for the customer service. This one guy who was talking with this guy, and this guy, he was a British guy, and he was so mean and nasty to this customer service guy, yelling in his face about how the Germans and Lufthansa and everyone's a travesty and everyone's awful, and like he was being so mean. And just would not stop. And like anytime the guy tried to explain, like, this is what you need to do, he just reiterated his story about how he got screwed over and he was looking for empathy while screaming at somebody. And it was just like, and I felt so bad for the dude. And so he got done with him, and the guy in front of me was going to go up to that guy And that guy like stood up and was like, I'm sorry, I'm taking my 15-minute break. I'm working a 10-hour shift. I'm taking my break. And then he left and did not come back. And I was there for another 30 minutes. He left and did not come back. Can't blame him. I cannot. I never have empathized harder with a poor customer service professional. That guy was such an asshole to him. But anyway. And I ended up getting rebooked via San Francisco by the next guy that was open. And it was the last seat out on a flight to the US from Munich that day. So it was like, okay, well, fly to San Francisco, departing at like 6:30 p.m. Germany time, arriving in San Francisco at like 9 p.m. It's a longer flight. And then I get to fly to Denver yesterday morning super early. And it was just the worst. It was awful. It was the best thing that I could have had in the situation at that point, but it was, ugh.
Would you say it was the worst?
Yeah. And at that point, I had a passport for my cameras, which is a whole business thing that you guys don't need to care about, but I had to go talk to customs about my cameras, basically, to make sure that they were cool with it. And the customs guys just wanted to know how I got permission to film trains in the US. Like, the Germans were like, how do you get the permission to film the trains? Do you not? And it's like, they have no concept of not rules. It was very funny. And then they made fun of me. They're like, I told him I told him that I did, train stuff for YouTube. And the one guy goes, after like 15 minutes of me waiting for the other guy to do the paperwork, he goes, it's not just trains. You did a video of this a car. It's like, huh? He goes, it's a tour of my 1968 Pontiac GTO. And I was like, why is this video coming up for this game? He must be a car guy. And it was so funny to listen to the Germans talk about how big dumb American cars was. How much gasoline does it use? And I was sympathetic and trying to be nice and trying to get my shit taken care of. And I was like, oh yeah, German cars are great. Not being like, the only German car I've ever owned was the worst fucking lemon I've ever had. And I was like, oh yeah, German cars are great, like super fast, super cool. And he goes, oh yes, if not anymore. And I was like, oh well, yeah, no, you're right. They're pretty shit now. So that was pretty funny. I wanted permission, and then finally, on the plane, I will give Lufthansa 1 point.
That is cool.
I subtract 100 points for making me stay late and fly to the wrong city, and then have another flight and all this shit. And they gave me €10, voucher for my troubles, and then the drinks for free on the fucking plane. But anyway, they had cameras on the plane. And that was dope. And you could pull them up on the screen camera whenever you wanted. And that was the coolest fucking shit I've ever seen on a plane. And I was like, this is dope. And I somehow managed to fly on not Boeings. Until the San Francisco to Denver was a 757. It was an old Boeing. But the other two planes are Airbus. So
old Boeings are fine. Anything before the Max series is fine.
Yeah. So managed to not deal with any of those this trip. And then
that's why I like Southwest. It's all 700s and 800s.
The last two pictures here. I landed in San Francisco, and I'm at the wrong airport.
Got that at like midnight.
Was very, very tired. And then finally, 8:30 a.m. yesterday, I was back in Denver. And God, it was such a good trip. It was such a great trip. I enjoyed every moment with my family. I enjoyed every second of that. Getting to swim with my cousins in the Adriatic and playing music on stage. Khan's here, running Steam in Bosnia. Khan, do you wanna see something cool? Are you here, or are you just commenting once to help the engagement on my live stream?
It's a great question.
I don't pay for extra legroom. I'm average height. I don't need it. Oh, he's here. Okay. Khan, I'm going to show you something cool. I went to Bosnia and I ran steam trains.
It was an evil steam train.
It was only a slightly evil steam train.
Slightly evil. It got cleansed.
It was only evil for a few minutes.
It's like
for a brief little bit.
It's over, and we'll be on a.
It was not wood fired.
we'll
It was
the creek.
coal fired by lignite, which is basically slightly better than peat or dirt. Yeah. So here we go. Yeah, the German decapod. Con, this is one of the last places in the world where they have revenue steam. We showed this earlier in the stream. And we came across it in Bosnia, hoping to come across it, and then we timed it perfectly that we're there and the train's gonna run by. No, lignite, not your balls, friend.
What's ligma?
The train crew told me, get on, get in the cab, go around, get in the cab. And so I got in the cab. This is a Kriegslok. This is a 210 decapod 210 built by the Nazis in World War II that has worked in Bosnia since 1944.
He's just so happy to have you on there. I love it.
They were so happy.
The brakeman was so happy to show me everything.
Wow.
Yeah, this was just the treat of all time.
And USA. I do.
I didn't even notice the fucking Pile National style gauge light glass that has no light bulb in it and is open. That's funny. How much? I knew nothing of Bosnian. I knew how to say yes, no, I can, another beer, please. Like I knew not much.
I am the machine.
That's my engine.
And so I showed him.
Colorado, USA.
Colorado.
Yeah.
Colorado. I showed him 491. I showed him my engine, right? And he goes, "You drive."
Yeah.
And so the brakeman told the engineer.
God, his fly is down.
Oh, it is.
Oh God, is it really? Hashtag Bosnia, just Bosnian things.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, you might want to censor that when the video comes out.
We'll see. He just goes, yeah, you this, okay.
See, da.
And then I ended up running the Kriegslok, which is hilarious. Let me find the other one from the big camera. The engineer ended up asking me like, "Hey, you run and let me take pictures of you."
It's recording video, yeah.
And then he was my cameraman.
Your mom translate all of that too.
She will, hopefully, for me before the video comes out. But yeah.
Subtitles?
It does have the screw reverse, yeah, subtitles. Pubarian, the important things, yes, no more beer, please. Pretty much. And Con, that train probably hauled a ton of stuff that killed people back in the day. You say that, but this specific engine was built in 1944 by the Nazis. It got captured by the Allies within a month or two of being in service and got given to Bosnia as reparations and has run in Bosnia ever since. So it was a late war engine, and it was late. Like, it... Who knows? It probably did. It was... But who knows? The records aren't that, detailed.
Germans didn't really want to put those in their records.
But listen to this engine. Listen to this engine real quick. She is so square. They've got her in such good shape. I finally get it working. And he pins down the fire for me as I'm working, right as I shut off. But you see the fire, that lignite burns so shittily. It's so crappy. The guy during the shop tour was like, "Oh, but it's so much better than the Serbian coal." And I was like, "I'm sure it is.
Better?
I'm sure it is." worst whistle ever, and that's a very pained smile. It's fine. Yeah, that was worth the price of admission. But anyway, either way, guys, yeah, we're not gonna get to SolidWorks today, so we'll rename this just to the Croatia Catchup. Solid's not gonna work because we got the Century Steam meeting coming up, and I need to figure out dinner and crap before.
I also need dinner. I
fly
to Bosnia. I go to America.
I go to America. I fly to Bosnia. Yeah, dude, it was one for the ages. Well, I'll chat about it with you in a couple weeks, maybe. Or we should do another video or something. But either way. Anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching. Catch y'all next time. It's great to be back. Thanks so much for indulging me on vacation stuff. We'll be back to the regularly scheduled things here shortly.
Blah, blah, nerd.
Con, you put me at the table full of train nerds. Thank you.
Wait.
Oh.
Wait.
Oh.
What? Oh.
Hi, Steam fan Scott. That's not this Scott. Thank you for sharing your adventures with us. So awesome you got to run a Steam engine and revenue service. A once-in-a-lifetime experience for sure. Dude, thank you.
A lot of dimes.
Good lord. Thank you so much, my friend. I don't know what to say other than thank you. And it was the dream come true of all time for me. I mean, I in my wildest dreams, I didn't think that I was going to get a shot at running one. You know, I thought like, okay, maybe it'd work out that maybe I could get a cab ride if they're running or something, maybe. But to get to run one of those engines and the timing just being that perfect that it just worked out just that way. I mean, it was like...
If you hadn't been there
it
2 or 3 minutes either side of it,
I would have missed it. I mean, it was just supremely perfect the way that it worked. So it was amazing. And I'm so excited to make that video. I was trying to think about how to do it. And this is a little inside baseball. I try to do 4 videos a week on the channel. Some of you guys may know, may not. I try to do my video game stuff Tuesday, Thursdays. Usually Derail Valley Tuesday, Thursday Railroader, whatever. And then educational or general railroad stuff Saturdays, Sundays, because it's when most of you are watching. And so I was like thinking, okay, maybe I'll do like a trip video every Sunday or something. And it's like they would extend into September. It's like, well, that's going to take forever to get to some of this stuff. So I think the first weekend's going to be 2 videos from the trip. And then I'll do 1 or 2 depending on, I think, moving forward. But going to try and keep it so you guys get that stuff soon. But I think right now I've got that video of actually running the Kriegslope coming out August 11th, which is still almost a month away because there's so many videos to get to before it. But you'll just have to watch back the live stream, I guess, for those little bits. But anyway. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you so much for the love and support. It's so great to see you guys and everyone excited that I'm back. It always feels really good to be back. So, but gotta grab some food and then work on video game stuff. So, anyways, guys, take it easy. Catch y'all next time.
Okay, now goodbye.
Bye.